guys, welcome in. How are you? Okay, guys, let me check YouTube, make sure that YouTube is streaming properly. Hi, guys, welcome in. My name is BLASIAN Bunny. I sell exotic snacks from all over the world, my friends. Today we're doing the seller support show where you guys can ask me questions live and I will do my best to answer those questions for you. I just need to double check YouTube really quick, friends, because I am multi-streaming over to YouTube and I need to make sure that that is working for you guys. So if you guys want to rewatch this at a later time, maybe you can't stay the whole time, you guys can go on YouTube and rewatch it there. If you guys are not following me on YouTube, it's down below right here, YouTube at BLASIAN Bunny TV right there, y'all. So if you guys want to see it there, the rerun, definitely check it out. Okay, y'all. Let's see. There might be a glitch because the last time I tried to go live multi-streaming on YouTube, it wasn't working properly, y'all. So if you guys could do me a big favor, can you guys go to my YouTube channel right now and see if you guys can see me live? Like, can you see the same thing over there? I think I'm going to go ahead and get started. I don't see it, but maybe because it's me. You know what I mean? All right, y'all, we're going to do some giveaways as well. We're going to be doing some of those Whatnot flags that you see there, as well as some Whatnot stickers. So don't go anywhere, friends. Today's topic of discussion is going to be pricing strategies. Guys, I feel like most people, when they're first starting out, they feel pressured to do the $1 starts, and they think that's how you become successful here on the platform. But I'm going to show you another way on how you can be equally as successful without doing $1 starts so that your business doesn't take a hit. Okay, friends? All right. I'm not seeing it, y'all. I don't know what. It must be a glitch. I'll have to reach out to Whatnot to see what the issue is. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started, friends. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about myself. My name is BLASIAN Bunny. I go by Bunny here on the platform. I've been selling here. You see it? Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Bella. What's up, girlie? How are you? Perfect. Okay, I don't know why I can't see it on my end, but I appreciate you double checking for me. Okay, so like I was saying, friends, if you guys can't stay the whole time, you want to rehear something, just go to the YouTube channel. After I end the show today, it will be saved to the channel, okay? All right, friends, so let's get started. Again, my name is BLASIAN Bunny. I go by Bunny here on the platform. I've been selling here on Whatnot since October 2023. The reason why I came over to Whatnot in the first place, y'all, is because I had a death pile. If you guys know what a death pile is, it's when you buy a whole bunch of stuff as a reseller and you just haven't got around to like selling it. So you're like, okay. I had seen, I was originally on Poshmark, y'all, and I had applied to be a, you have to apply over there. I don't know if it's still like that, but back in 2023, you had to be on the waiting list to apply to be a seller. So I applied, but it was just taking too long. So I was like, okay, let me get on Google. Let me see. I know there has to be somewhere else besides Poshmark where I could do some live selling. So I went on to my good old friend Google and I found Whatnot. I'm like, what's this Whatnot thing? I never heard of it before. I started watching some YouTube videos and I was like, okay, this is something I think that I can do. I actually started off on Whatnot as a seller, y'all. So I came in with the mindset of being a seller, but of course, y'all, I'm a buyer as well. But that was my initial thoughts. My initial thoughts was to be a seller. So if you guys did not know, I started off in the women's contemporary category here on Whatnot, which is going to be women's fashion. Okay. And then let me just quickly say this for the people who are hopping in on YouTube. If you guys don't know what Whatnot is, it is a live streaming platform where you guys can sell pretty much anything that your heart desires. I don't even know how many categories are here on Whatnot. There is clothing, there's sneakers, there's jewelry, makeup, comic books, snacks, fishing, tools. Y'all, there's so many categories on here. So I'm sure you guys can find something you hear. Your own home shopping. Exactly. It's literally a laser. It's literally like modern day QVC, you know? Yeah, I remember when I first started here on Whatnot, y'all, I would watch it religiously. Like I would be washing the dishes and I would have Whatnot popped up watching it like it was TV, y'all. I don't know. Did y'all do that? I know I did. So anywho, I started off in the women's contemporary category here on Whatnot, which was women's clothing because I was selling on Poshmark. Okay, you still do, yeah, Bella. I was selling women's clothing, so I tried to sell women's clothing over here as well. I'm doing dishes now. Well, come over here and clean up for me too. I appreciate you. Okay, so I started off doing women's clothing. So I started off doing like activewear. What's up, Missy? How are you, friend? Activewear, Nike, Adidas, Lululemon, things of that nature. The stuff I already had. If you guys did not know, and I'm speaking to YouTube too, I know you guys know, but in order to be a seller here on the platform, it's not like any other platform where you just quote unquote sign up. You actually have to go through an application process. When I started here in October 2023, it was a little bit more to the application process. How are you, friend? It is a little bit more to the application process back then, but now, but you still have to apply. You still have to apply. So just keep that in mind if you are listening to the video and you get interested. Don't let that deter you, though. Don't let that deter you. Don't let that scare you. It's not a hard process. Okay, so then I was doing women's clothing, and you probably are asking, okay, Bunny, we know you sell exotic snacks. Why do you not still do clothing? Now, friends, this is just a personal thing, and this is going to lead me to our first point today. Okay, when you are selling here on Whatnot, you have to find something that brings you joy. And I say this every single time I do a seller support show, is I didn't mind selling clothing on like a non live kind of way, like taking pictures, posting it. But for me personally, and I'm not saying that clothing is a bad category, it's just everyone has different personalities, different things that we like. I personally did not enjoy selling clothing here on the platform. It was a lot of work, you know? So, that being said, there are a bajillion different categories on here. I'm sure you guys can find one that brings you joy. What's up, Full Circle? How are you? That is my very, very first tip, is find something you actually like selling. Okay, hi friend, because there are Whatnot has a lot of ups and it has a lot of downs. And the days that it is hard, it's going to be hard for you to show up for yourself when you don't even like the things that you are selling. Plus, guys, when people are watching your shows, they can tell. They can tell through your voice, they can tell through your face expressions, they can tell by your body language if you want to be there or not. Trust me, people know. What's up, Paisley Petals? I appreciate you for the raid. How are you guys? My name's BLASIAN Bunny. We're doing a Q&A today, friends. Welcome in. I see Erica. How are you? Hope you had an amazing show, friend. We're doing a seller support show. Today's topic of discussion is pricing strategies. But we're just doing our intro right now. I'm telling you guys how I first came about here on Whatnot. Okay, so I realized as I started selling clothing, okay, I didn't like it. Just me personally, I did not like it. There's tons of amazing sellers here that do clothing. You might like clothing, it just wasn't for me. Okay, so I ventured off to do something that I like a little bit more, which was beauty. And I started off selling women's activewear when I the very first time I was here when I started. Okay. Then I realized, okay, let me try to find something that I actually like. Let me try beauty and makeup. So guys, I did actually sell. That's where I got my first 1,000 sales, was in beauty and makeup and skincare. I did that for a very, very long time here on the platform. That's where a lot of people originally know me from. That's kind of where I started to get my momentum here on the platform. And then a little over a year ago, I would probably say almost 18 months or so, Whatnot had introduced a brand new category, which was drinks and snacks. Okay. And if you guys know me now, you guys know that's my home. That's where I live here on Whatnot, y'all. So I was like, you know what? Let me try to sell snacks. If you guys did not know, my name at the top is BLASIAN Bunny, which means I'm half black, half Asian. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I could get on this platform and I can sell snacks of things that I grew up on. And maybe people will enjoy that. So I started selling exotic snacks from around the world. And now, guys, that's all I do now. And people are like, well, why don't you sell beauty and snacks? Well, friends, when I would have my beauty shows, my makeup shows, people would come in there like, where's the snacks? Like every single show, y'all, they was like, where's the snacks? Where's the snacks? So eventually I was just like, okay, like clearly people, not saying that I don't enjoy selling makeup, but that's another sign as well. As you continue your journey here on Whatnot, you need to figure out what people want. You get what I'm saying, friends? You have to pay attention to that. Okay? If the people are asking, hello, welcome in, friend. If the people are asking for something and you supply it, then you should supply it for them. You get what I mean? So now I've 100% sell snacks here on the platform, and I've been doing that for a little over a year now. I have that when I do Disney, so I load the bin with fudge for these shows. Exactly. And I feel like laser, Disney is a huge category here on Whatnot, so I don't see a problem with meshing the two. For me personally, I am just a one woman team. So for me, it is just a little bit easier for me to focus on one thing. And that's going to bring me on to my next. And I know we're supposed to be talking about pricing strategies, but y'all, I got to get this off my chest really quick. This is another thing that I want to iterate to you guys. When you're first starting here on the platform, I know that some people are like, when you guys come in here, I'm like, okay, what do you guys sell? And they're like, I sell a little bit of everything. I personally, guys, now this is just my opinion. Y'all at my show, so I'm gonna tell you my opinion. I personally don't recommend that you sell a little bit of everything. I think that when you first get here on the platform, you should find a niche. You should find something that you are known for first, and then branch out for several different reasons, right? One, let's talk about money. If I am going to be selling in jewelry and in makeup and in snacks and in sneakers, now I have to divide the money that I have four different ways to get four different types of inventory and maintain all of that. You get what I'm saying, friends? But if you just had one thing you focus on, you could put more coins into that one particular category, understand how it works, and then grow into another category. Okay. Another thing that why I don't recommend doing several different things at first. You can do it when you get more experience here on the platform, is because shipping is going to be different for every single category. My ADHD high functioning could never, I know, right? That's a lot. Its shipping is going to be different. So if I picture myself personally, if I would have come here on the platform and I would have done clothing and beauty and makeup and snacks at the same time, I would have been very, very overwhelmed, because each of those categories require a different shipping. Now, I'm not saying different shipping prices, but different shipping methods. I cannot ship a lip gloss the same way that I would ship a bag of chips. Do you get what I'm saying, friends? Like, there's different packaging materials required for different categories. If I'm going to be selling vintage items, I'm going to be needing bubble wrap. I don't use bubble wrap when I sell snacks. You guys get what I'm saying? So that being said, focus on one thing. Once you get the hang of it, then get another one. You get what I mean? Is Whatnot your only job? I'm a teacher by day. Yes, Highway, thank you so much for being a teacher. I feel like our world is missing amazing teachers. So I appreciate you doing that. Yes, I do this full time. I didn't start out that way. But yes, I officially do it full time now. And I hope you, if you need help, come back, because I do these seller supports every 2 weeks. And then also, friends, these are on YouTube as well. So it's down below. Go to my YouTube channel at Blasian Bunny TV and make sure that you guys are subscribing there so you guys can rewatch these videos. Okay? Okay, so what I was saying is it requires a different shipping method. And if I would have started with all three of those categories, y'all, I don't think that I would have continued on, because I would have been so overwhelmed. Okay, so find one thing that you want to focus on and then branch out. It's kind of like, now I don't have any kids yet, but this is how I picture it in my head. Okay, it's kind of like having children, right? Your business is like your baby, right? Imagine different categories being your children, right? Could you technically have uh quadruplets for babies at the same time and survive? Sure, but it would be really, really hard to maintain four kids at the same time. Instead of having one kid, okay, now the kid is 2 years old, and now that kid, I can have another one now. You get what I'm saying, friends? So baby step your way into Whatnot, because if you bite off more than you can chew, it is going to be a tough ride here for you on Whatnot. And I don't want you guys to burn out, because it is easy to do. I have burnt out here on Whatnot before. If you guys are not familiar with burnout, that's kind of when you're just like so overwhelmed that you kind of just like not do as many shows, or you just quit altogether, and you have to take a break. Okay, friends? So just keep that in mind. That being said, okay, say for you got your category of what you want to sell. Oh, let's go ahead and do a giveaway really quick, friends. We're gonna do a whatnot sticker. The winner will get, I don't know, you'll get randomly either the yellow or the black one. By the way, friends, there are things in the bin. If you guys are looking for snacks, they are in there. Okay, friends. So get in the giveaway. It will be for a whatnot sticker. Put it on your computer, your water bottle, or your forehead. Okay, so so we move past that part. So now today's technically topic of discussion. Of course, you guys can ask questions along the way, but today's main topic of discussion is going to be pricing strategies. Where do I start? Now, friends, I feel like a lot of people here on the platform, when they are becoming new sellers, they assume that no laser, they're actually back ordered right now, my love. I don't have any more as this moment right now, but as soon as they're in, I know. As soon as they're in, I will definitely let you know. But they're back ordered right now. They have been for the last like week or so. So I'll definitely keep you in the loop, my friends. What's up, Jay? How are you? Y'all give my friend Jay Broski a follow. Jay Broski 3. She actually, hold on, y'all. She does comic books and she also does 3D prints, y'all. She made me this cute little bunny custom on her 3D printer with her husband, y'all. So if you guys need stuff, keychains, comic books, she's right there. Jay Broski 3. Not only is she an amazing friend, but she is also a seller here on the platform, y'all. So give my friend some love, okay? It's free. Okay, let's continue on, my friends. Okay, pricing strategies. I feel like when people first get here on Whatnot, they assume, right? Because we all have our favorite sellers here. We go to those one shows and we're like, oh my gosh, these people have 500 people in their show and I only have 3. What are they doing? And you realize, okay, these people are doing $1 starts. So maybe if I do $1 starts, I will get 500 people in my show. Don't do that, friends. Don't do it. Not when you're first starting. I highly recommend not to do that. I feel like some people I've heard here, either on YouTube or on this platform, saying, okay, friends, just do the $1 starts, take the cut, take the loss at first, and then eventually you'll get your money back. I hate that pricing strategy. Personally, I don't like doing something and putting effort into something, knowing that no matter what I do at the beginning, I'm going to be negative. I do not like working my business in the negative. That is just personally me. I like to come in with the plan and I need to make some type of money, y'all, because like I said, this is my full-time job. So if I don't make money here, I don't eat. Okay, so I don't like the idea of just take the cut, just take the loss. No, sir. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jay. I appreciate you. What's up, Amy? How are you? So we're not going to do that. So we're going to talk about how you can become successful and profitable here on the platform without doing $1 starts. Because if I could do it, what's up, Dave? How are you? If I can do it, I had no social media following, friends. I did not tell my friends and family I was doing this. None of that, friends. So if I can do it, you can do it too, friends. So y'all, I hope y'all got your pens and papers because I'm about to give you this knowledge for free. Okay, y'all, for free. $1 starts set the value of your products. Don't devalue yourself on. Yep, for sure, for sure. Okay, so let's get into it, friends. I have a couple of notes, so we're gonna go over those really quick. Oh, let's do roll call really quick, friends. Get in the giveaway. Get in the giveaway. We have 1 minute 30 seconds left in the giveaway. It is going to be for a Whatnot sticker. But let's do roll call really quick. What's up, Envy? Really quick before we get started in today's meat and potatoes. Comment down below. What do you sell, and when is your next show? We'll do that until the giveaway runs out. I'll call out a couple of you guys if you type it out. Okay. Okay, so what do you sell and when's your next show? Okay. Layered said fudge and tomorrow. Fudge and Disney. What's up, Spooky Monkey? Welcome in, friends. You guys got a minute left on that giveaway, and then we are going to get into pricing strategies. Let's see here. I sell curated gems and crystals as well as jewelry. Clothing I see tomorrow. Nothing yet, Highway says. I was in clothing a couple times. No scheduled shows yet. That's okay. I would highly recommend Highway. Schedule a show anyway. Push that thing out 3 months if you have to, but start collecting those bookmarks, my friend. Let's see. First vintage to contemporary jewelry. Sale on 6/1. Pallet stores out of Rolla. Um, Wednesday is our next show. I sell pre-love, new with tags, women activewear. All right, cool. Cool. Okay, let's see here, friends. We got 10 seconds. We got 10 seconds, and then we're gonna see who our giveaway winner is going to be. And then we're gonna get started. You guys ready? I love this topic. I love talking. I love talking money, guys. Let's see here, friends. Who's gonna be our giveaway winner? You're gonna get one of these stickers, either the yellow or the black one. Okay. And congratulations to STL Style. Y'all, look, I gotta get close, y'all. Y'all know I can't see really. Congratulations, friend. You just won a Whatnot sticker and then some discounted shipping if you decide to shop in the bin over here. What's up, Leslie? How are you, my friend? We'll do some more giveaways. We're going to do some more stickers, and we're going to do some of those Whatnot flags over there. Okay, so let's get it. How are you, my friend? Let's get into it. The first tip, my friends, is know your cost. What do I mean by that, friends? I feel like people kind of get this, but they forget about the second half of this. So let's talk about the first part that I feel like is pretty obvious, right? Let's say for you buy something, right? And you know how much that cost you. So you're like, okay, I'm just gonna use these random numbers, friends. We're gonna use some easy random numbers. Let's say for you bought this for $1, okay? And you're like, you know what? I bought this for $1, so let me sell it for $2 because I'm going to double my profit. Now that sounds like it will work, right? But there's some things you have to consider more than just how much you paid for your product that goes into your pricing strategy. Friends, please get a piece of paper and pen and write this down because I feel like this is the biggest piece of advice. If you guys don't get anything out of this video, I need you guys to get this first point, okay? Know your costs. So the first thing is you have to know your items cost. So the product, know how much that cost you, okay? Second thing, how much did it cost for you to get that item? Not the physical item, but did you have to get it shipped to you? Did you have to drive your car to the thrift store and pick it up? You have to think about the gas it took for you to get there and the gas it took for you to get back. Think of all of these things that are in the price of your item, okay? Another thing, the shipping supplies. When I go to the post office and say for someone buys this, when I go to the post office, I am not just handing this over to the post office, putting a label on it like this. That seems so silly. And just handing it over to the post office, right? I have to have some type of packaging materials, okay? Depending on what you sell, there's going to be different packaging materials for different categories, right? So things to consider. Obviously, the tape. You got to buy some tape. You have to, if you have a thermal printer, you got to buy some labels to come out of your thermal printer. Speaking of printer, how are you going to print your shipping labels when your customers are going to buy their items? Are you using a ink printer? If so, you have to keep in cost of the ink it takes to print that. Also the paper for your printer, okay? I have a label printer, so I get my labels on Amazon. Oh, if you guys want to know which label printer I'm using and the labels and things, if you guys go to my show notes over here and scroll, there's something that says something like Whatnot Essentials must-haves. If you go to that link there, that's all the items that I use that are on Amazon, friends. I think I have like 40 different items. You don't need 40 items, friends. It's just people ask me, Bunny, what do you use for this? So I've made a cool little one-stop shop of everything that I've ever used for my Whatnot journey. Okay, so my label printer, my ring light, my labels, things of that nature. Okay, so we got tape, labels. What about poly mailers? If you guys don't know what a poly mailer is, okay, I'll show you what they look like. Again, I get mine off Amazon. Have you ever received an order in a clear plastic bag? I have not. I have not. I have Paisley Petal received an item in a Trojan condoms box, though. I don't advise any of you guys do that. Okay. So this is what a poly mailer is. Okay. So this costs money. This was not free. Okay. So we have to keep this in mind for shipping materials. Okay. If you guys did not know, I'm gonna type this out. You can get free shipping. I know, y'all. It was a weird exchange when the post my post office man came to deliver it. There was nothing I could say. The damage was already done. Please don't do that, friends. Please don't do that. You guys can get free boxes. I'm going to talk about it right now. Free boxes at USPS.com, which obviously stands for United States Postal Service. Okay. All you have to do, my friends, is make an account for free. You just tell them how many boxes you want, and they will deliver them free to your house, right at your doorstep, friends. So there's no need to have to reuse cereal boxes and all that kind of stuff. Now, can you get free boxes at your grocery store? Sure. But keep in mind, friends, don't use any boxes that have like peanuts or seafood, because you don't know, even if you're putting clothes in there, you don't know if someone is going to be allergic to those things. Like, there's so many things to consider, friends. So just keep all that stuff in mind, okay? USPS.com, you can order literally a million boxes and they will not charge you a dime for it, okay? Okay, so boxes, poly mailers. Are you going to be doing giveaways? If so, giveaways cost money. I have a whole spiel about giveaways. We'll get into that a little bit later, but the cost of your giveaways, and then how do you pack them, right? So me personally, I do giveaways in my boxes. Anytime somebody purchases something, I give them a free little gift. It's going to be like 5 pieces of candy, a sticker, and this bag, and then this free gift sticker, right? You don't have to do this, friends. Obviously, this is just what I like to do to make people feel special when they're opening up their box. But this is not free. It says free gift, but it costs me money. Nothing in life is free. Somebody's buying it, and it was me. I'm buying it for my customers, okay? Again, I see a lot of people put stickers in their boxes. Clear bags. I use clear bags for all of my items. Again, you don't have to do this at all. The orange ones are your favorite. I do like the orange ones. Amy, I really love the have you tried the lychee ones? Those are my favorite. So clear bags like this, even when I was doing makeup, I was putting the makeup in the bag like this. I do it for my snacks as well. And then I use clear bags when I was doing clothing as well. So I like the clear bag method. Where do you buy clear bags? Yeah, I just got mine off of Amazon. Highway Treasures. So if you click my little show notes button up here and you scroll through, there's a section on there that gives you a link to everything that a link to all the things that I use. So my clear bags, my poly mailers, my ring light, my laser, what is it called? Thermal printer. I was gonna say laser printer. Thermal printer. All that stuff is in that link. So it's very easy and convenient for you guys. Okay. So that is there. Okay. All that stuff. Okay. All that stuff costs me money as a seller. So you have to keep that in mind when you are pricing your items. Okay. We're not even halfway through it. All right. Also, keep an account to Whatnot fees. Whatnot is charging us to sell things on this platform, as they should, right? It's a very low number compared to other platforms. It is going to be 8%. I always recognize my new buyers with a first time buyer sticker on the receipt. So sweet. I get lots of compliments for that. That's awesome. I feel like it shows that that you care. And I think that's going to go a long way for you, Laser. Okay. Whatnot fees are going to be 8%. Okay. And then also we get charged credit card fees. And this is a tricky one. Because people don't realize we as sellers are being charged the credit card fee, even though our customers are using their credit cards. Okay. So it's going to be at 2.9% plus 30% on 3 different things: the item, the shipping that the customer is paying for through USPS, as well as the tax. Okay, so keep that in mind, friends. So sometimes people are like, well, why is it a little bit different? It's because we are getting paid that credit card fee for shipping as well. Okay, now, people always forget. People always forget this one. This is a huge one. When you are trying to figure out what to price your items for, you have to make sure you're paying yourself. You have to pay yourself. What's the point of being here and being a seller if you don't get a paycheck? Now, friends, imagine going to your 9 to 5 job. You work a 40-hour week, and when it's time to get paid, they give you a check with a big fat 0 on it because they forgot to pay you. How would you feel about that, friends? You did all this hard work and you didn't get paid for it. You have to make sure you're paying yourself for the time it took for you to go get the items, the time it takes for you to source the items, the time it takes for you to go on live and sell the products, the time it takes for you to package the items. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Okay. And here's another one that I feel like people forget as well, is you have to get paid enough money to buy more inventory. You can't just break even, because how do I get more? If I break even, right? I can't buy more inventory to do more shows. You understand, my friends? That's what I'm struggling with. How much to pay myself and not just get and not just keep exactly. And that's why you have to come up with a strategy for yourself. If you feel like you're not getting paid enough, maybe try to consider finding different items to sell. Maybe these items are not worth as much to your as much as you would like them to be for your customers. So maybe you invest, hello, welcome in. Maybe you invest in different kind of items. Now, one suggestion I always give people is when you are doing your packing, don't just pack. Of course, you have to pack, but I want you to look at all the things that sold. If you had 50 items and 25 of those items sold, as you're packing your items, pay attention to what things sold. Those are the things that people are interested in. Not saying that the things that didn't get sold, people aren't, but if you notice that, okay, this Hello Kitty banana soda sold 12 times this week, this is probably a hot item. Okay, if you were a clothing seller, if you notice that 50% of the items you sold were size women's large, maybe don't invest so much money in women's size extra smalls. I want you to pay attention to every single detail of your business. Now, some people might say, well, I'm just doing this for a hobby. You're still getting paid through Whatnot, so it is technically still your business, friends. You get what I'm saying? So pay attention to all those details. If you were a snack seller, what flavors sold the most? And Vets, what's up, bestie? How are you? You changed your picture. How are you, my dear? Pay attention to all of those small details. Okay, and then also, this is not a must-have, friends, but I do also put these in my boxes. I call these marketing cards. So anytime somebody makes a purchase with me, it just says like my name, my reviews, and then Whatnot also offers a reward program. So if you guys click that little crown button here at the top, I just put it in like visual form. So people know what they need to do bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and diamond. You don't have to do this, friends. This costs money, obviously, but that's something to keep in mind what you're doing. I love having these tangible cards because I always keep like 5 of them in my purse. So say for I run into someone around town as I'm doing some, I don't know, grocery shopping or at the bank or something. Now I can hand them like, oh, what are you up to? Oh, actually, I'm doing this. And I give them this card. It shows them what I sell. And then I also have a little QR code right here. And I tell them, you guys did not know, if you refer someone brand new to Whatnot, they get a $15 credit to anyone. It could be your store or anyone else's shop here on Whatnot. So what I say to kind of promote myself is I say, hey, if you scan this QR code right here, you'll get a free $15 off your first order. And they're like, oh my God, like, thank you so much. So it feels like you're giving them free money. So you don't have to have these, friends, but if you want to take Whatnot serious, I would say try to invest as much money in yourself as possible so that you can show people certain stuff. You get what I mean? You can put these at your local Panera Bread or any business that has a cork board. You get what I'm saying? Give it to your family and friends and tell them. I've even told family and friends, hey, can you take this to your job and just put some on the break room table or something? Guys, you got to make sure you're pushing yourself out there. Let me go back up, friends. I know I'm missing some things. Advice on shipping for mixed weight shows. Yes, great question. So what I would advise when it comes to mixed weights is there's 2 different ways that you can do it. You can either do an average of what your weights are going to be, or you can do different shipping categories. Now let's go over the first one I mentioned, which is average. That's what I do. So anytime someone purchases in my shows, it is going to be 8 ounces. I made a shipping profile on Whatnot that is going to be 8 ounces. And if someone buys 2 items, now they have priority shipping. So the way I market it to people is I say, hey, if you guys make 2 swipes and win 2 bids down below, you get free shipping. So I'll show you how I word it down below, friends. Let me grab one really quick. Okay, so it's down here. It says buyer's choice, free shipping after 2 items. Only pay shipping for the first pound, then pounds 2 through 5 are free. That I picked the priority shipping method when it comes to snacks. Okay, that's what I sell here on the platform. So that is average. Obviously, this right here, this one is actually 8 ounces. But if it's like, say for if they're doing like a big soda, that's going to be 12 ounces, and they have a light bag of chips that is going to be like 5 or 6 ounces. Now that is going to weigh out average of the 8 ounces. So that's what I personally do. The other thing that I see a lot of people do is they'll do different buckets. So instead of you doing one listing like I do and do an average, they'll have light, which is going to be like 1 to 3 ounces. They'll have another listing that says 4 to 7 ounces, another listing that says 8 to 11 ounces, so on and so forth. So they know when they're running certain things to run it under that category. Me personally, I like the average better. It's easier for me because of what I sell. Now, if you're selling tennis shoes, things of that nature, it might be different. You get what I mean? So it just really depends on what you're selling and what works best for you. Okay? I hope that explains it. If you need me to go in detail more, definitely let me know. Okay, next question. Don't you have a thermal label that says thank you to? At least I thought. Yes, I do. So this is just like the one that I put on top. So when they first open up their box, this is the one that's there. And then I do have a print that says like this. And this is another reason why I really love investing in the thermal printers. Is it something that you have to have in order to start your journey here on Whatnot? Absolutely not. Let me show you guys my thermal printer really quick, okay? Okay, this is my thermal printer. If you guys want to take a screenshot of it, or if you just want the link of it, just go to the, oh, over here, go to the show notes and the link is there. This is the one I use. I got it from Amazon. I also got the tray from Amazon, the labels from Amazon, and then this from Amazon as well. Okay, that's what I personally use. But when I started here on Whatnot, y'all, I just use listen, I use my old college printer that I had from like years ago, because y'all, I ain't been to school in many moons. Okay, so it was just old. Okay, but it still worked. I used that thermal printer. I used that thermal printer for about 3,000 sales, y'all. I think I was at 3,000 sales before I invested in a thermal printer. So it's definitely not something that you need, but I will explain why I think the thermal printer is a good investment once you meet your certain goals. I've been selling here on the platform since October 2023. Okay, so use what you have. If you already have an inkjet printer, use that because it's free. You ain't got to invest in it. I told myself if I got to 3,000 sales that I would invest in the thermal printer. The reason why I love the thermal printer so much is because it doesn't require ink. I do not have to keep checking the ink levels, buying that, because you guys know ink is expensive, right? And it adds up. So for the thermal printer, it uses heat to print. So you don't need to do that. Also, you do need to buy the labels. I buy my labels on Amazon. Again, go to the show notes for that link if you guys want to see the exact ones that I get. You can, for about $20, you can get 1,000 labels. It's very easy, very fast, and it's going to be on an adhesive. So let me show you guys what I mean by that. It's like a sticker. It's like a sticker, okay? So when I was doing the printer, I was literally taking scissors. I was taking scissors and tape and cutting the labels out. And y'all, that took a lot of time. It took a lot of time. Now, when you're first starting, friends, it's okay to get the scissors because we only got 5 packages anyway, right? So it's okay to cut. But when you have 50 packages, cutting and taping is a lot of labor. You get what I mean? So I love that I can just stick and peel. Stick and peel. Another thing I like about the thermal printer is that it is going to be a weatherproof. So say for this is sitting outside at your customer's doorstep and it's raining that day, it won't smear. You get what I mean? So I do love that as well. When it comes to the thermal printer, it is going to be Bluetooth. So I literally go on my phone, I hit the button print and it prints out, which is really convenient. And you can also make little stickers like this for free, obviously, besides the label, the cost of labels. So it just says, hey friends, and this is just what I like to say, but mine says, hey friends, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you coming to hang out with me. I hope to see you again. Love, Bunny. Caution, this package will cause extreme happiness. Live shows on Friday Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, I make them with my thermal printer, my friend. So if you go to my show notes at the top right here and scroll and get that link, that's the thermal printer that I use in the labels that I use, okay? So I literally create these on my phone, y'all. There's an app. You can just type it out, put little pictures there. The only thing that sucks, now, I have to say a con to the thermal printer. It's literally the only con that I can think of. But y'all know I love to do extra stuff. Once you guys learn me, I'm kind of an extra person. I like doing things big. The only thing I don't like about the thermal printer is you don't have any color, so it's just black and white. So I can't make it all. I want to do some color, but you can get color paper, but other than that, it's just black and white. That's the only thing that I can think of that I don't like about the thermal printer. I'm sure they got some now. No, I don't think they do. Do they have? If they got thermal printers that's color, y'all let me know. Send me a DM. But it has to be the app of the thermal printer. So each printer is going to have a different app. So it just depends on which printer you're getting. So if you're getting the Dymo, you have to use the Dymo app. If you're getting a Rollo, you have to use the Rollo app. So friend, it just depends on which printer you choose, okay? That's the app you'll use. Okay, friends, let's go back. I'm going to do a recap on our first point here. We're talking about pricing strategies. So the first tip, that is the most important tip, is know your cost, okay? Remember, you need to know the cost of the item, the shipping supplies, whatnot fees, credit card fees, your time, money to reinvest in your business, and optional marketing cards, which I showed you. This is what I use for mine, okay? Does that make sense, friends? Can we move on? Do you guys have any questions when it comes to knowing your cost? You guys let me know. Okay, next point. I called this one in my notes, minimum price strategy. Okay, so I put a note on here. If you start your items for $1, they will most likely sell for $1. Okay, keep that in mind, friends. If you sell something for $1 here on the platform, you're gonna get an average of 50 cents. 50 cents. Remember, Whatnot is taking their 8%. The credit card fees are going to take a 2.9% plus a 32 cents. Wait, 30 cents? Wait, 30 cents plus 2.9%. I think it's 30 cents, y'all. Something like that, okay? But oh, perfect. Thank you, Live in Pink. Y'all, she says there's a thermal printer on Amazon for $55, okay? Okay, so if you start your item for $1, it most likely will sell for $1. I don't care if you go to someone's show and they're a big seller here on the platform and they start their items for $1 and you see it go up to $250. If you're a new seller here on the platform, that is not a reality for you, because the reason why they're able to do it is because they've taken the time, energy, and effort to build a community of people that support them. We just haven't done that yet, friends. We haven't done that yet as new sellers, and that's okay. It takes time to get there. So my suggestion is, oh, and I also put a note on here, never count on a bidding war to make money. So the way that I run my shows, friends, is I do the lowest amount that I am willing to accept for an item to make money. And thank you so much, friend, whoever shared it. I truly appreciate you guys. Let me say that really quick. If you guys have a Whatnot bestie or a Whatnot friend or someone you know that is thinking about being a seller here on the platform, if you could do me a huge favor, if you guys could click this little button right here and hit share and send it to them, that would really help me and it would help them as well, okay? I appreciate you guys so much. Appreciate you. Okay, never ever count on a bidding war in order to make money. In my shows, friends, I usually start most of my items at $6. Most of my items start at $6, okay? And I am so thankful when someone swipes. I just need one person. I just need one person to swipe and I am happy, okay, friends? You don't want to start your product at $1 and hope and pray that it gets to $6. Thank you so much, Felicia. I appreciate you. Hope and pray that it gets to $6 and then it doesn't get there. And now, once it says sold, you can see the disappointment on the seller's face and they're really not appreciative. Have you guys ever been to a show? I know you guys have. Thank you so much for the show. Thank you so much, Grace. I appreciate you for the raid of 400. Welcome in, friends. My name is BLASIAN Bunny. We are doing, excuse me, I had a little hiccup. We are doing a seller support show here where you guys can ask me questions about whatnot, okay? I hope you had an amazing show, my friend, and thank you so much for all the shares. Again, friends, if you guys are unable, let me repin this really quick. If you guys are unable to stay the whole time, but you really like what is being talked about, you guys are more than welcome to go to my YouTube channel. It's down below at BLASIAN Bunny TV and rewatch it. Make sure you subscribe. If you're subscribed, make sure you subscribe too. And if you guys watch any of the videos, make sure you comment so I can say hi back to you, okay? Okay, so let's continue on really quick. So, you ever been in a show? You ever been in a show, friends, where you see a seller start their item low and it didn't sell for what they wanted it and they crash out? Welcome in, friend. How are you? They crash out. They're pissed. They're upset. I hate those kind of shows. I absolutely hate those kind of shows because when people swipe, no matter what number you start your bid at, when people swipe, they're technically supporting your business. And it sucks that when someone is supporting your business as a seller, that you crash out on them and you're like, guys, are you serious? You guys stole it. You stole this from me. This goes for $50. Obviously, it's not 50 bucks, but just this goes for $50 and you only gave me 10 bucks for it. John, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. How are you? What's up, John? Hope you had an amazing show, friends. Hold on, we're gonna do a giveaway. Don't go anywhere. Let's do a giveaway, friends. We're gonna do this exclusive whatnot flag. I think it's called a pin it. We're gonna do this a whatnot flag really quick. John, I hope you had an amazing show. Yes, y'all will see all the BJs. Look, just go with it. Just go with it. They're a very, very fun bunch of people, y'all. Get in the giveaway, friends. It's gonna be for an exclusive whatnot flag. You guys cannot buy these anywhere. This was sent to me from Whatnot, y'all. Love seeing it. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys get in the giveaway. You cannot buy this anywhere. This was sent to me from Whatnot. So if you guys want some exclusive Whatnot merchandise, get in the giveaway, my friends. Okay, usually, friends, when you guys come here, I'm doing snacks. But today, friends, we are doing a Q&A show where you guys can ask me anything you guys want when it comes to Whatnot. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. If you guys can't stay the whole time, but you're really interested in the subject matter, I have commented or pinned down below my YouTube channel at BLASIAN Bunny TV. You guys can watch the replay, okay? We're talking about pricing strategies today, friends. So we're going to continue on with that. Let me catch up with some of the comments. We were told to give you yes, I yes, that's his signature is the B and the J. My second show, glad I could bring all my people and ask questions. Yay! Thank you so much, Gracie. I appreciate you. I hope you had an amazing show, my friend. Yes, I have seen this where they say, I know I can do $1. Yeah, exactly. So the subject we were talking about right before you guys rated in was when you go into someone's show and maybe they've started their item for $1 or maybe very low, but when the bidding or auction is over, they're pissed that the item didn't go for what they want. Don't ever be that seller. Please don't ever be that seller. If you want to turn me off as a buyer, be mean to me when I support your business. Okay. Imagine, y'all, imagine going to Target, right? Imagine going to Target and the price tag on this drink was $1 and you take it up to the you walk up to the cash register, right? And you give them the drink and they ring it up and it's $1. And imagine the cashier cussing you out. This is worth $5. This is worth $5 and you're only giving me $1. That's the kind of vibe that you guys are giving when you guys are being mean to your customers. Okay? That you cannot be upset if your item went for $1 because you as the seller made the starting bid $1. You did that to yourself. So if you don't want things to sell for $1, guess what? Don't start your items for $1. Start your item the lowest number that you are willing to accept the item. Period. And that number is going to be different for everyone. You might go into someone else's show and they're doing this for $2. And you might go into someone else's show and they're doing this for $5. You do not know what people are buying their items for. So you don't be comparing yourself to other people. You know your cost. You go off of your own numbers, period. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that you can't go into other shows and kind of get a gauge of what things are selling for, but at the end of the day, your numbers could be completely different than someone else. Someone could have bought a pallet of these, okay, and they bought these for 10 cents each, and then you got it somewhere else and you paid $10 for it. You do not know what people are getting their items for. So don't compare it that way. Does that make sense, my friends? Okay, let me go back up. Let's read some of these comments really quick. I'm trying to keep up, my friends. Y'all, thank you so much for being patient with me as I read these, okay? I get cooked occasionally in Disney, but never let it show. And that's amazing, Laser. Like you said, just you just gotta let it go sometimes. But I understand exactly what you mean. See that all the time. Some sellers freak out and act. They do. They act a fool. They sure do. Y'all, my eye is itchy. Hold on. Okay. But it's hard doing your price because people are looking for that $1. Becky, I'm so glad you said that. You know why? You know why? There are people that are looking for $1, but guess what? I don't want those customers. I don't want the people who are looking for dollar deals. Me personally, I do not want the customers that are looking for $1. Those are the worst customers. And I'm just being honest, friends. This is the people who want the cheapest stuff are the worst customers. They're the ones who give you bad reviews. They're the ones who demand you do things for them. They expect a whole lot more. I'm trying to tell you, friends. Now, I'm not saying that if you've gotten something for $1 here on the platform, you're a horrible person. I'm not saying that at all, friends. But please understand. Please understand the people who are willing to pay for your items are the customers that you want to stay in your shows. I'd rather have 5 loyal customers than 15 people looking for $1. I do not care about the people who are looking for $1. If somebody comes in and asks me to start something for $1, I personally will kindly let them know I don't do dollar starts, but I'm sure there's another seller who is doing that. So you don't have to be rude. There are some people who are just that's what they're looking for, and that's okay. All right, let's see who our giveaway winner is going to be. Congratulations to Jay Broski 30 with the win. I was supposed to say with the raid. Congratulations, Jay. You're getting this. So she said finally. Yay! Congratulations, y'all. Not only is she my amazing friend, she's an amazing mod. And y'all, she also is a seller here on the platform. Like I was showing you guys. Look, hold on. Y'all, she made me this very, very cute bunny. Y'all, look at his cute little tail. Her and her husband, they do comic books, 3D prints, and keychains, okay, y'all? So if you're into that, please go give my friend a follow, okay? Yes, I know, adorable. She surprised me with it, y'all. She just sent it to my doorstep. How adorable, right? So Father's Day is around the corner, so if you want to get dad something special, reach out to her. They'll make it for you, okay? Okay, so Jay, that one's coming home to you. Don't worry, friends. If you did not win, we have 2 more of these going for the rest of the show. Okay, so that's as I was saying, Becky, like I said, I'm so glad you said that because look, I do not want the dollar customers. They can go somewhere else. They can go somewhere else because I don't want them in my show. Those are the worst customers, okay? I think you guys get my point on that, okay? Alrighty, let's go back up. Let me try to catch some of these comments really quick. Hold my page says, say it louder for the people in the back. I know that's right, girl. I don't know why the large sellers can get away with complaining. I see it happen in video games category. Okay, I have a couple thoughts about that. And I'm not gonna harp on this too much. I feel like sometimes people are willing to stay in negative seller shows because they can offer low prices. So some customers will sit there and take the negativity because they know they can get a good price because these larger sellers are getting such a large quantity of items that they can get lower prices and still make profit. So that's just my opinion about it. But I would say for you, don't do that for yourself. Don't do it for yourself, okay? Like I said, if you start an item at that price, I only need one person. If one person swipes y'all, if you ever came to my show, you ever bought from me, you know I'm very, very appreciative when someone buys my items. Now, speaking of appreciation, oh, hold on really quick. Living Pink says, oh my God, she wins all your giveaways. Can I speak to your manager? That is my manager, Jay Broski 3. No, I'm kidding. Hold on, I'll get the manager. Hold on. Okay. You needed the manager. How can I help you? How can I help you? You needed the manager. Something wrong? Has that ever happened to you guys before? Where you're like, I need to speak to your manager, and it's them. You're like, well, I need the corporate number then. Yeah, who pays you? Who's your boss? All right, friends, let's continue on. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, we were talking about negativity. Me, I'm the manager. Okay, speaking of, if someone, I want you guys to understand how important your vibes as a seller, your energy as a seller is going to affect your shows. What do I mean by that? Okay. If something doesn't sell in your show, maybe I run this, okay? I run this item and it doesn't sell. Do not be negative about it not selling. Really? Nobody wants this? This is the limited edition banana soda from Korea. Nobody wants this? Okay. Should we do this one then? Like, do you guys want this one? I mean, gosh, it's a tough crowd today. Oh my gosh. Guys, don't do that. You know why? I'm swiping right out of there. Whoop. I'm a swipe right out of there, y'all. Do not do that. Okay? Maybe somebody doesn't like banana. Okay, it's fine. Move on, friends. Everything that we put up on the screen is not going to sell. It's okay. Does it mean that it's a bad item? No, it just means that you don't have the right customer in your show right now, and that's okay. Don't even get an attitude. I used to feel some kind of way about it. I wouldn't show it on my face. But I used to feel some kind of way when someone would be like, hey, like say for someone's like, can I see the Hello Kitty soda? And I'd be like, yeah, this is the Hello Kitty soda, right? And then I would run it and then they wouldn't buy it. I'd be like, in my head, I'd be like, why would they ask me about it if they didn't want it? Friends, maybe they didn't realize how much it costs. I've done that before personally, where I'm in someone's show and I was like, oh my gosh, I want that. And then when they when they put it down there and they start running, I'm like, I don't want to pay that price. It's okay, friends. Or maybe they didn't realize that it was banana. Maybe they thought it was orange. And now that you've shown it to them up close, they're like, oh, okay, that's not exactly what I thought it was. Or maybe it was the wrong size. Friends, don't think too much into it. It's okay. Imagine going to a brick and mortar store. I always have to put it in perspective, y'all, because I'm a very visual person. Imagine going to a brick and mortar store, a physical store, and every time you pick something up and looked at it and put it down, the clerk would yell at you. They would get mad at you. Why are you looking at my stuff and you don't want it? Stop touching my stuff. Guys, it's okay if people browse. It's okay. Maybe they don't have the money right now. And I've had that happens all the time. Maybe someone's window shopping right now. Maybe it's Thursday, right? And they get paid tomorrow. So they're like, okay, I know I want that. I want this. I want that. That's happened before where people come back and they're like, can I make a bundle? I would like A, B, C, and D. Hi, welcome in, June. You guys get what I'm saying? So don't think about it too much, okay? Okay, let me go back up. Let me see if I'm missing anything that you guys are saying. What's your thought about the infamous swipe, swipe, swipe? Laser, me personally, it irritates me. I understand that some people like that energy. Some people like the adrenaline. Some customers like the adrenaline of like the winning of stuff. I get that. Me personally, I don't like the swipe. I don't like the swipe, swipe, swipe. And I don't like the hey, chat, chat, chat. I just don't like it. That's just me though. Just me. What do you guys think? As buyers, does it bother you guys? Do you guys, does it annoy you? Does it not matter? What do you guys think when people are yelling swipe? I think instead of selling, I hate it, you leave. Yeah. I was gonna say, instead of saying swipe, 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 in my opinion, I feel like you could take that time and show the value of your item. So instead of saying, okay, guys, swipe, swipe, swipe on this. Come on, swipe. Why don't you educate your customers on why they're swiping? For example, all right, friends, this is the number one cream soda in Korea. It is going to be the banana flavor. Also, it is the limited edition Hello Kitty can, so you can't find these often. See how that sounds a lot better than me swipe, swipe, swipe. You get what I mean, friends? So take that time to establish value for your customers so that they do feel like they need to swipe without you yelling at them. I promise you, if someone yells at me to swipe, it does not entice me to swipe more. But some people like those kinds of shows. That's the cool thing about Whatnot is there are literally a bajillion different personalities, different selling types. So you will find shows that you agree being in, okay? All right, friends. I think I finished I'm gonna recap this one really quick. So our next, and then I'll go back through the questions, y'all, because I do see some yellow popping up. Okay, I appreciate you guys. So point two for a pricing strategy was use the minimum price strategy. So do not sell your items for $1. Sell them for the lowest that you are willing to accept for it, so that you don't have to hope and pray that a bidding war happens. If one person swipes, you're good to go. Okay, you guys understand that? All right, let's go back up really quick and see some of the questions that you guys are asking. I appreciate you guys all for being here. Remember, if you guys have to leave really quick, or come back, or maybe you just can't catch the rest of the show, or maybe you're just getting here and you want to see what we previously talked about, go down below, friends, YouTube at BLASIAN Bunny TV. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You guys can always rewatch this at your leisure, okay? And I am very particular. I'm going to show you guys something really quick. Hold on. Really quick. I'm very particular about how I do my videos. You'll have to give me a couple days to do it once this video pops up, but I will show you guys. So when you guys go to my videos, I actually do timestamps. So see how it, this is one of my videos, so it says timestamps, and you don't even have to watch the entire video. You can literally go to the click, like if you click this 8 minutes and 15 seconds, how to handle trolls on Whatnot. I basically go through I comb through it all. So you guys can go exactly to what subject you need to go to, okay? So I know, I'm kind of a perfectionist, guys. Just, I know. You don't even have to say nothing. I already know. I already know. So I do that for your guys' convenience, okay? So it takes me a couple days to do it. So today is Sunday. Most likely I will have it done by Wednesday. Okay. I usually would have it done quicker, but I have to tell you guys something really cool. It's really, really cool. Let me go ahead and tag them really quick. Guys, I'm super, super excited. On Tuesday, I'm actually getting interviewed by Whatnot, guys. It is on their channel, WhatnotSellers. So if you guys click that, if you are selling here on the platform, you need to be following them anyway. Thank you so much, Highway. I appreciate you. They're going to be interviewing me on Tuesday, and we're going to be talking about how to be successful in an emerging category. If you guys did not know, I sell in the snacks and drinks category here on Whatnot. And they're going to be asking me a few questions, and I'm super honored that they're asking me to be on there. You got the email. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, friend. Yeah, so guys, if you can, be sure to bookmark that show. Come hang out with me. I appreciate you, Jay. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, I am a little nervous, but I am super, super honored. And I'm sure once we get started, the butterflies will go away, okay? Alrighty, let's see, friends. Let's go back up really quick and see the questions that you guys asked. So I will have it most likely by Wednesday, because I have to do some packing, y'all. I had an amazing weekend of sales, so I have to do some packing. Oh, by the way, friends, remember that tomorrow is Memorial Day, so no mail goes out tomorrow. Okay, friends. Always keep that in mind when you are a seller. Know the holidays of the USPS. Okay, so that if you're having a Friday show, you can put it in your show notes, or let your customers know, hey guys, keep in mind that shipping is going to seem a little lag because the USPS is closed on Monday. Now I know that sounds like something that's very obvious, but you guys would be surprised how many people don't realize that. And as time goes on, they're like, it took a while for it to get to me, when it was really just the USPS being closed for a holiday. So just keep that in mind. Okay, let's see this really quick. How much inventory did you suggest to start with? That's a great question, Highway. I love that you guys asked this question. I feel like a lot of people feel like you have to have tons of inventory to start a show here on Whatnot, and that is the complete opposite. I highly don't even recommend that at all. I would suggest around 20 to 25 items. Easy. Easy show. And the reason why I suggest such a low number is because you're trying to learn Whatnot, right? You have to learn what all these buttons do. You have to learn how you like to run your shows. And plus, say for you did do 100, right? And you sold 100 items. Now you have to pack 100 items, and you technically don't know how to do that yet, friends, right? So I say start small. Start small. Start with 20, 25 items. This is what I did when I first started, y'all. I started off in women's contemporary. I was selling clothing, and I had a rack of clothes, and I had it all numbered 1 through 25, and I would go through 1 through 25. And you're like, okay, well, I'll end my show after I get to 25. Don't do that, friends. Actually, start back at the beginning. Okay? Run through your items at least 3 times, 3 or 4 times. Okay? And you're like, well, that seems really repetitive. I've already ran this. Okay? Guys, look how many people are coming in and out of the show every minute. So there are new eyeballs on your items every minute. Okay. So even though it seems repetitive to you, this is the first time that someone has seen that item. So like I said, 20, 25 items, 1 through 25. Once you get to 25, start back at 1 and do that for about 3 rotations. I would highly recommend being on a Whatnot show for at least an hour. At least 1 hour is going to be a good time for you to get your feet bearings and your footing together. But minimum 1 hour, highly recommend 2 hours. I know that seems like a long time, friends, but you have to give the Whatnot algorithm time to do its thing. Okay. You also have to give people are going to raid into you, people are going to come in and out, things of that nature. I know. Sorry, y'all. I'm talking to my mom in the background. Yes, I know 2 hours seems like a long time, but I feel like that's just when the algorithm is like, okay, this person is going to be, this been on, they've gotten this many people in the room, we're going to push them. Okay, friends, minimum 1 hour, highly recommend 2. That's just, what's up, Frugal? Amazing show today, friend. Okay. Okay, let's go back up. Let's see what our next question is. I'm going to try to get through as many of your guys' questions, but today's topic is actually about pricing strategies, so we will go back to that as well, okay? Okay, does it take a while to really start making much money? Crystal, I'm so glad you asked that question. My advice is you are going to, in this platform, Whatnot is the prime example of you're going to get out what you put in. If you are dedicated here on this platform and you put your all into it, you're going to get your money back faster. Okay. But if you're someone who is going to get on once every 2 months, then you're not going to make any money. You get what I mean, friends? So if you put more effort into this, it will definitely come back to you. Okay. Obviously, the more that you're on the platform, the more that you're active, the more that you're doing shows, you have the more likelihood to make money. Okay. Okay, let's continue on here. June says, I want to swipe and maybe get the item question mark. Oh, what are you talking about, my friend? Can you explain to me what you're talking about? What formula would you use for smart pricing? Dreamy Eyes, thank you so much for asking. I'm gonna say this really quick. I did this in the beginning of the show, so I'm not gonna go into full detail, babe. But if you want to watch the full detail version, go to my YouTube down below, hit subscribe. But I always say know your costs and oh no, you're totally fine, babe. I just want to let you know that I don't want you to think that I'm going like super fast, but just go rewatch the watch it, okay? Yes, you can promote in here, Meg. In a community show, I have no problem with you promoting. Okay, thank you so much for asking. So, my girl, make sure that you know your price, Dreamy Eyes. Okay, know the price of your items. Okay, know the cost of your item, the supplies, your shipping supplies. Whatnot fees are going to be 8%. Credit card fees are going to be 2.9% plus 30 cents. Don't forget about your time to go get the items, to sell the items here on the platform, and then also to pack the items. You also have to make enough money through your products to buy more inventory, and then also any like freebies or giveaways that you're doing. I would suggest, but it depends. It depends on what you sell, but I would suggest that you need to do about 2.5 times or 3 times what you bought it for, if that makes sense. Okay. That's just a rule of thumb. But again, there's a lot of things that go into that number, my love. Okay. Alrighty, let's continue on. I appreciate you guys being here and asking questions. We will dive deeper into pricing strategies. Again, friends, if you guys want to watch the rerun, definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel for free. Okay. That's how I messed up. I got so much stuff and I don't know what to show first. Oh, Felicia, I understand. Yeah, all you have to do, and you don't have to show everything at once. If it's easier for you to break it down, say for you do have 100 pieces, I'm just going to say clothing, for example, 100 pieces of clothing, and that's too overwhelming, do 25. Put the other 75 to the side for a moment. This week, focus on those 25, trying to get as many of those out the door as you can. And then also after that, do the next week, do the next 25, and then the following week the next 25. Do little bite sizes if that helps. Okay, let's continue on. Let me see what else we got. How does Whatnot work with taxes? Do I need a sole proprietorship or an LLC for my business? Sophia, the way that I get my tax information is through I use through PayPal. So they send you at the beginning of the year, they'll send you your tax information. Okay. It's all up to you if you want to do LLC or sole proprietorship. That's totally up to you how you want to do that. But they do send us our tax information at the beginning of each year. Okay. Okay, let me see what else. I have a lot of clothes to sell and I'm losing weight and thought this might be a good way to do that. I also like to shop. Oh yeah, absolutely, Crystal. I actually super advise people to do that when they're first starting out. Try to find inventory that's quote unquote free to you, aka things that are already in your house. So if that's something that you really want to do, I totally recommend trying here on Whatnot. Not a problem at all. Okay, let's see. When I start my business name, do I just add the existing profile and add the name? Oh, you mean like your username, Alicia? You can just change your username to whatever your business name is if you want. I always kept mine the same. I've always had the same name. I do feel like if you are already established, not saying that you can't, I think that it is if you're going to change your name, I would suggest to do it now because we want people to remember who you are. Let's say for I built my business under Blasian underscore Bunny and then I just randomly changed it, then people are going to be like, where did Blasian Bunny go? You know what I mean? Like, is she not on the platform anymore? So I would suggest changing it to the name that you want and sticking with that name so that you can build a branding around you. Now, can you change your name after you have become well known? Yes, you can. There's actually a seller here on Whatnot. Her name used to be eBay Princess, if you guys are familiar with her. And then she recently changed her name to Elux because she did some new branding. So you can do it, but just keep in mind that there are going to be people who are like, where are you at? Because they don't know that you changed your name. Okay. So just do it now. Get it over with. Okay. Okay, let's go back to some of the pricing strategies real quick, friends. I will get back to some of your questions. I appreciate you guys asking. But today's show is about pricing strategies. So let me at least get through my notes and then we can have some time together to answer some of your questions, okay? Alrighty, next thing is going to be strategic bundling. Now, I suggest this, friends. Maybe if you have like lower end items, right? Instead of you selling your items, I'm just gonna use these. They're not worth that, but let's just use this for example. Say for you want to sell this for $1. Instead of you doing $1 start and you selling this for $1 and getting 50 cents for it, maybe strategic bundle it. Meaning now let's add this one and this one. So now it's up to the price of what your item is worth because now you're putting two items, right? And now you can say, all right, friends, we're going to do a 2 for $5 deal. Y'all know we love deals. Anytime it feels like we're getting more for the same price, you guys get what I'm saying? So maybe say, I'm going to do 2 for $5 or 3 for $5. So now people feel like they're getting more instead of doing $1 for each one. That is going to help you in the long run because remember, when you're doing dollar starts, which I do not recommend anyone do, if you do dollar starts and it sells for $1, you're gonna get 50 cents. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. So you can do like a 2 for $5. I wrote down, or you can do like a pick three for $15. So maybe you have a rack of clothes, and someone is like, okay, well, you can run it for $15 down below and then you can live pick them for them. Like there's a lot of people who do like fill a box shows, if you guys are familiar with that, where somebody pays a flat rate price for it. That's actually something that I'm thinking about doing because remember I told you guys I used to sell clothing here on the platform, but I don't sell clothing anymore. So now I have all these clothes. So now I'm thinking about doing a build a box kind of show where you get 5 clothes for $25. Instead of me trying to sell each one for $5, it's a little bit easier and it feels like people are getting more. So strategic bundling is another way to get your price up if you have lower priced items. Thank you so much, friend. I appreciate you. Okay, let's see here. In time bundles, which is kind of like the fill a box thing that I've already mentioned. Think about doing some strategic bundling if you guys have that as well, okay? Okay, another note I have on here for pricing strategies is test and adjust. And the note I wrote for myself is read the room. Which items were popular and which items were untouched? I kind of touched on this earlier. If you had 50 items in your show and you realize that only 25 items sold, which is very normal, right? Usually we don't have sellout shows, which is totally fine, right? Understand. Thank you so much, Glenn, for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. How are you? Let's go ahead and do a giveaway really quick, friends. My name is BLASIAN Bunny. I sell exotic snacks from all over the world. But today, y'all, we are doing a seller support show. I hope you had an amazing show, friends. It is going to be for a Whatnot sticker. It will either be for the yellow or the black one. We're talking about, excuse me, y'all did have like hiccups all day today. I don't know what's going on. We're talking about pricing strategies and methods. Did you have an amazing show, Gwen? I sure hope you did, my friend. Thank you so much for the raid. Y'all could have literally rated anyone, but y'all came here to hang out with me, so I appreciate you. Okay? Okay, so we're talking about pricing strategies today, friends. We've been on the show for a little over an hour. So if you guys are wanting to see what we talked about in the previous hour, you guys can go down below. Go to my YouTube channel at BLASIAN Bunny TV. I do these seller support shows every 2 weeks, but if you haven't been able to catch them, you guys can always watch the rerun for free on YouTube. As long as you guys subscribe to me, that'd be really awesome, okay? Sip warm water to help. Can I sip coffee? I got some coffee right here. Does that help? Y'all, look, my coffee says instant happiness. Does anyone else feel like that? Y'all, I love coffee. I love coffee. And I'm one of those people where I can drink coffee at 9 in the morning, 9 p.m., 2 a.m. It doesn't matter, y'all. I love me some coffee. Okay. So again, we're going back to test and adjust. Read your room, which items were popular and which items were untouched. If you had 50 items for your show and you realize that only 25 of those items sold, figure out why those particular items sold compared to not the other ones. For example, let's use myself. I sell exotic snacks from around the world. Maybe I realized, oh my gosh, y'all, all the strawberry stuff did really well. I sold strawberry drinks. I sold strawberry sodas. I sold strawberry candy. Okay, maybe I should invest in more strawberry stuff because that was very popular. Okay, and I realized the stuff that was octopus flavor didn't sell as well. Well, maybe I should invest more of my money in the strawberry stuff. Okay, if I want to use that same analogy on clothing. Okay, I realized that 50% of the items that I sold today were size extra large. Maybe I should invest my money in more extra large items. Okay, sometimes when I'm having a show and maybe someone doesn't swipe for, I don't know. It's an internal thing. I don't know how much time exactly. Let's say someone doesn't swipe for like about 5 minutes. I've been showing some items, I've been talking, and no one swiped or bought anything for about 5 minutes. I will literally ask the room, hey guys, what are you guys looking for? We're doing chips right now. Can you guys comment down below? What flavors are you looking for? I have spicy, I have cheesy, I have meat flavors, savory, sweet flavors. And then all of a sudden, people are like, oh, can I see the sweet chips? I'm like, sure, let me go ahead and show you some of the sweet chips. Friends, read the room. Ask your people what they're looking for. Okay? It makes you hungry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, friend. If you're doing clothing, maybe make your poll up there. Say, what size are you looking for today? Small, medium, large, extra large, 2X. And at the end of your show, you realize that the bar went all the way up for 2X or the bar went all the way up for medium. Keep that in mind, friends, when you're coming to source your inventory. You have to keep all of those things in mind. Does that make sense, my friends? So make sure you test, adjust, and read the room. Okay, my loves? All right, friends, get in the giveaway. Again, it is going to be for a Whatnot sticker. Whatnot actually sent these to me to give to you guys. So it's going to be, you can put it like on your laptop or in your water bottle or something like that. Okay, friends? It will be either the black or the yellow one. It will just be randomly sent to you. Okay? Please follow the host. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you, June. I appreciate you guys. Okay, so let's see here. My next tip, friends, is know the worth and value of your items. Okay? All right, friends, we have one more minute. One more minute. So if you haven't gotten the giveaway, please do so. Know the worth of your items. Okay, when I was selling in beauty, friends, I used to always sell the Jeffree Star lip glosses. Okay? I knew that if I went to the Jeffree Star website, that those lip glosses go for $25. Does that mean, this is not Jeffree Star, but does that mean that I could come here on Whatnot and sell this for $25? No, that is not what that means. I understand you know how much it costs, but people come on here on Whatnot for a deal. They come on here for a deal. So you have to keep that in mind. Yes, that is how much it costs at the store, but why would I buy it from you when I can go to the store and buy it for that exact same price? All right, friends, we got 10 seconds. We got 10 seconds, friends. Comment down below a random emoji. They say you more that you comment, the more likely you are to win. So let's see who our winner is. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's see. And rad deals. Congratulations, friend. You are the winner of the giveaway. I'm be sending you a random Whatnot sticker. You're so welcome, friend. And then you did also win some discounted shipping as well. So if you decide to take a look in the bin, you're more than welcome to do that. Okay, so know the worth of your products, okay? Do you think it helps to state the retail price? It does. It does help, especially if you're giving such a deep discount, Felicia. For example, if I would, when I was selling Jeffree Star lip glosses, they would sell on his website for $25. So when people would come in my shop, I'd be like, hey guys, we're doing 50% off Jeffree Star lip glosses. They are only $12 today. Do you see how that sounds really nice? We're doing 50% off sale. 50%? That sounds lovely. Who doesn't like a good old 50% off sale? Do y'all get what I'm saying? So yes, it does help to know what the price of your items are for. Not only does it good to know the price, you need to know what your product is. I'll give you an example. Let's say these are in the bin, by the way, if you guys like coffee. If I just say, hey guys, we're gonna go ahead and run this coffee, $5, we're gonna go ahead and run it. Okay, that's the first example. But if I say, hey guys, this is gonna be my favorite coffee that I sell right here on the platform. This one is the Mr. Brown's Macadamia Nut Iced Coffee. It is a 3-in-1 coffee that has the cream, coffee, and sugar already in it. All you have to do is pop this thing in your refrigerator and drink it. And my favorite part about it, y'all, it is only 100 calories per can. Do you understand now? I'm telling you the value of the product. I know my products, so it seems like people are understanding, oh, I didn't realize all of that information. Let me go ahead and swipe on that. That sounds really nice. At the end of the day, friends, this is an entertainment platform, but we are also sellers. We are salespeople. So you have to sell the item. You have to sell, you have to sell the item, okay? And the reason why I got really good at my products, friends, is because when I first started, I know them like the back of my hand now. What's up, Mel? How are you, Fred? When I first started here on the platform, I didn't know all of these exotic snacks, right? So when I would go, thank you so much, Mel, for sharing. When I would go into my bin, I would literally type out all of my products. I would go on Google. And I would research, okay, Mr. Brown coffee. I would look it up. I would take a picture on the internet or take my own picture, put it as a listing, right? I would put it as a listing. And guess what I would do, friends? I would read the information that I found on the internet. Okay? So I'll give you an example. Do I have something in here? Okay. Let's just use one of my random pools really quick, y'all. So say for we were running something, right? And I pin it down below because I can't remember everything, right? I'm not a robot, right? So like, let's see this right here. Someone's like, how does the shipping work? I would just say, I would literally read exactly what I put down there. You only have to pay for the first pound of shipping. And then after that, pounds 2 through 5 are free. I would just read what I put. So eventually, when I was doing my products, I memorized everything because I did all the research. Now, do you have to do that? No, friends, but I promise you, if you actually know what you're selling, if you know what you're selling, people, not only are they going to trust you more, like, okay, this person actually is taking this pretty serious. Like, I trust this people. People are not going to buy from you on the platform if they don't trust you. I will never buy from a seller here on the platform that I don't trust. Okay, so you have to get people's trust in like 30 seconds, right? Because they'll just swipe to the next person. So you have to show up and you have to make sure that people know that you're serious about this, okay? So do some research on your products, friends, okay? People are like, I don't know what to say. Just take a little sentence and type it in the description and just read what you wrote in the description. So hold on, let me find something. Let me find this coffee really quick. Let me find it really quick. Pin. Okay, example. Hey guys, this is the Mr. Brown's iced coffee macadamia nut. It's 8 ounces. It's a 3-in-1 coffee with cream and sugar, ready to drink. And it's only around 100 calories per can. I just literally read exactly what's down below. Do you guys understand? It's that simple. Okay? All right. Eventually, you'll say it so many times that you'll remember if you have like the same products. I buy a lot of the same stuff, okay? Okay, let's go back up really quick. Let's see what you guys are asking, and then we'll move on to the next point, okay? Can customers see that? Yes, they can see what's down below. Is that what you're asking? June, are you asking if they can see the pinned items down below? Yes. So just how you can see it right now, they can see all that stuff. Okay. Anything that I pinned down below, people can see it. Okay. All right, hold on. Let me pin the YouTube really quick. Oh, also, friends, I'm going to pin this one really quick. If you guys are interested in being in a free Whatnot support group, I did just start a Facebook group for Whatnot. It's called Whatnot Resellers Network. It's basically you just have to go to Facebook, type in Whatnot Resellers Network, and say that you want to join. I will accept you. You can go in there, you can promote your shows, you can ask questions, things of that nature. I'll drop videos in there. You can drop your stuff in there. It's a way for us to network with each other. I just started it, so we only have like 30 people in there. But if you guys want to go in there and promote yourself, do it. Do it, okay? It's 100% free to join there, okay? Okay, let me pin the YouTube again. All right, let me go back up. Let's see what other questions you guys have. Can one check seller reviews before buying from a seller? Yes, June. Click my face up here. Click my face up here. Once you click my face, go to my profile and hit the reviews tab. Hit the review tab. You can read all 2,000 reviews that I have ahead of time. Yes, and and I'm glad you said that, friends. I would highly recommend you go read people's review before you buy from them. Now, do I think that every customer is fair when it comes to reviews here on the platform? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Customers are not always right, and they're not always correct. It's just they're not nice either. There's been times where I have given things away for free, like literally doing a giveaway, and the customer has left me a 1-star review, and they didn't even buy from my shop, and they left me a 1-star review. Oh, I thought the sticker was going to be bigger. What? You didn't even pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Giving shouldn't have reviews. I agree with you, Victor. We have brought it to Whatnot's attention about giveaways, but unfortunately, Victor, a few bad apples have spoiled it for all of us sellers. There have been times where sellers have promised giveaways to customers, and they didn't fulfill what they were supposed to. So unfortunately, that's the reason why we still have customers leaving reviews for giveaways. You guys know, like the big iPads and the PlayStation 5s and the y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? So it's a way for Whatnot to make sure that sellers stay accountable for the things that they say they're going to give to the customers. I agree with you, but that is what Whatnot has said. So if you guys at least have some idea why that is put in place for now, okay? But it has been brought up a couple of times, okay? All right, let's see what else you guys are talking about. What's up, Natural State of High? Agree. So I use my discernment and look for reviews and with patterns. If different people complain about the same thing, it can affect this desire to purchase. Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate you. Yeah, for sure. I can retag it for you, love. If you guys need to see anything, you guys can always go to the auction as well. So if you click I think it's over here. If you click the little button over here, go to the auction tab. There's tons of things in there as well, okay? But there it is if you guys need the Whatnot sellers group, okay? And it's free. It's 100% free. I appreciate you. Yeah, I just have to approve everyone. And the reason why I have the approval before you guys get into the group is I just want to make sure there's no like trolls or bots or anything weird like that. That's just my way to help kind of regulate who's coming in. But if you just do what you're supposed to, you'll be fine, okay, friends? Okay, let me go back up really quick. Never impulse buy, look at reviews before buying. I agree. I agree. But I will say, y'all, there are some okay, I'll give you guys a quick little story time. Quick little story time about reviews. So I had got a review. Let's talk about how to handle reviews. I'll tell you my story time, and then let's talk about how to handle reviews. I feel like that's a big thing here on the platform, and you guys need to know what to do as well. I like that your group is private. Oh, thank you so much. I noticed 2 other groups that are public. Yeah, so yeah, it's private. It's private. But as long as you guys go in there and I approve you, then you can see all the stuff in there. So okay, so let's do our little story time real quick. I had did a show. This is probably about 6 months ago. So it's quite some time ago. And I packaged the items, sent it to the customer. I realized that I look at my reviews like every 2 to 3 days. You guys should always be looking at your reviews, by the way. Look at all of your reviews. Look what people are saying about you when it comes to reviews. It'll give you a good gauge of how you're doing. Okay. So I'm looking at my reviews like I normally do. And I realized that this lady gave me a 4-star review. Now, me personally, you don't have to do this, but I like to do it. Anytime someone gives me less than a 5-star review, I don't even care if it's a 4.8. If someone personally gives me anything than a less than 5-star review, I personally reach out to the customer. And I say, depending on what they say, I'll say, hey, I'm going to use Leslie because I just seen her come in. Hey, Leslie, I noticed that you gave me less than a 5-star review. Is there anything I can do to improve your experience with me for next time? I will change it based on what they said, but let's just say that's a general message, okay? So the person replies back. Oh, and by the way, the review that she gave me was a 4.0, and she raved about me. So she did 4-star, 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 4-star. But when she made the comments, the sticker too small. You're so crazy. Yeah, right. When she left the comment, she was like, amazing. These chips were delicious. My mother stole them from me. Da, da, da. Like, she left this amazing review. So I didn't understand why she gave me 4 stars for everything. So I just assumed maybe she fat fingered and thought she was doing 5, but she was doing 4. That happens sometimes. You know, people are rushing, whatever. So I reached out to her and I was like, hey, like, what can I do? And she was like, well, there's nothing. She was like, well, there's not really anything that I can think of. I just believe that no one can be perfect. So I never give anybody 4 stars. Everyone has room for improvement. Okay, first of all, that pissed me off because you, okay, let me continue the story. So I was like, okay, I understand that because I'm trying my best to be customer service, right? I'm trying to. So I was like, okay, I understand that. Can you give me an exact example on how I can do better for you next time? You understand? How can I do better? If you specifically said that everyone has room for improvement, then what can I do to improve? And she couldn't come up with anything. And I said, so you're basically telling me that no matter what I did, I was going to get a 4-star review from you regardless. And she said, yes. So I said, okay. And I kindly let her know that that was wrong, that you shouldn't do that. If you feel that way and you have that opinion, sure, but don't leave a review then. Just have that thought in your head that people can always improve. And I said, I don't think you understand how important reviews are here on Whatnot. If sellers get too many less than 5-star reviews, we can be kicked off the platform. And this is my livelihood. This is how I make my money. This is how I feed my face. This is how I pay my bills. And if that's the reason why you're giving me, and I was obviously said it I was direct, but that's basically what I said, right? Okay. I told her how I felt, right? And she was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize it was such a big deal here on Whatnot. I will change my review to 5 stars. Okay, by the way, friends, people can't change their review. They can ask Whatnot to remove the review, but they can't change it, okay? She's like, I'm so sorry, da 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 da, right? So I said what I needed to say. And this is what I want you guys to do. Remember that there's a block button here on Whatnot. And y'all, I want y'all to understand, I don't block too many people here on Whatnot. After I said what I needed to say, and she said what she needed to say, and we both had an understanding, because even though I knew I was going to block her, I had to educate her because she's going to continue being a customer here on Whatnot. And now let's say, if I'm going to use Leslie again, because I just seen her name, y'all. She's my friend, y'all. If now she goes to Leslie's show, my friend's show, and she buys some handmade soap, she's gonna go leave her a 4-star review. You understand? Now there's a train of, I don't know what the word to use. Now she's doing it to everybody. Okay? So it's okay, friends, to tell people stuff. Okay, it's okay to tell customers and put them in their place in a nice cycle. Thank you so much, Bev. Pattern. Thank you, friends. I appreciate you guys. It's okay to put customers in their place and be professional. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be rude to put customers in their place. You can just tell them, be direct, straight to the point. So I blocked her. And if you guys don't know how blocking works here on the platform, if you block someone, they are no longer able to come to your shows and purchase from you ever again. So if you have to, friends, you need to make sure that you're protecting your peace here on this platform. If you are having struggles with a customer and you're really trying to do your best, y'all, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, friend. If you guys are really trying to do your best and you're just having some issues with the customer, well, make sure you try to handle their situation, then block, then block them, because I don't think that you can. Once you block, you can't message anymore. Okay, so say what you need to say first. At least let them say what they need to say back, because you know some of y'all gonna be like, I'm getting. Oh, that was so sweet of you, friend. Thank you so much for the tip. I truly appreciate you, my love. Y'all know some of y'all is gonna say what you want to say and then block them, and then they gonna type this whole message out, and then they're gonna try to hit send, and then they can't send it. Y'all wrong. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Right? Some block for the sake of blocking. Look, Bev, you know what I'm talking about. So at least let them, because sometimes, friends, and the reason why I personally reach out to every single person who leaves me less than a 5-star review is because I'm all about me personally. I'm all about improving myself and becoming the best version of myself that I can. Okay? You might learn something from someone's experience with you. Even though I view myself one way, my customer or someone else can view me in another way. Now, am I saying that people's opinion about me shapes who I am? No, not that at all. But if someone is giving me a valuable piece of information as a customer and the experience that they had for me, then I need to listen to that. Do I have to agree with it? No. But I do need to have an open mind and at least try to understand where they're coming from. Does that make sense, my friends? I'll give you another example. So this is when I was on Poshmark. So this was many moons ago. And I think this was the first time that I had received a bad review ever. Okay. So I was selling clothing on Poshmark, y'all. Okay. And I had the same method where if I wanted to understand like why I received this bad review. And I reached out to the customer. Hey, I know that you left me a less than 5-star review. Da 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 da. What can I do different? Y'all, she said the reason why she left me a 5-star review is because I wasn't using biodegradable packaging material. Ah, she said I wasn't using biodegradable packaging material. Girl, bye. And I was so welcome in, friends. How are you? We're doing a Q&A show. Who was our rater? Welcome in, guys. Walking into fashion. How are you, friends? Welcome in. We're going to do a giveaway. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. We're going to do a giveaway, friends. We're going to do a giveaway. Welcome in. I hope you had an amazing show. We are doing a Q&A show today where you guys can ask for anything you guys want when it comes to whatnot, y'all. So we're doing a giveaway for this whatnot pennant or flag. I don't know what to call it. But it's going to be 100% free to someone. Also, friends, this was sent to me from Whatnot. You cannot buy it anywhere. So if you get this, you fancy, y'all. I see y'all I got one too. So we can twin. We can twin with each other. Okay. So that's going now. Also, if you win, friends, you do have discounted shipping. So if you go into the bin and see something in there that catches your eye, that'd be awesome too. Also, friends, let me go ahead and retag. If you guys are just hopping in and you guys want to see what the heck we were talking about before you got here, I am multi-streaming this over to YouTube. So I'm going to pin my YouTube down below at Blasian Bunny TV. I do these Q&A shows every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. So if you guys want to rewatch those, you can, okay? It's 100% free to subscribe. Welcome in, friends. I hope you had an amazing show. Yes, so we were talking about bad reviews, okay? We're talking about bad reviews. So she said the reason why. So have questions for the shield. What do you mean, friend? If you want to, you can ask questions if you want, or you can just sit back, take your shoes off, and listen too. Totally up to you. Okay, so she was like, the reason why I gave you 3 stars is because you were using non biodegradable packaging material. And y'all, I was pissed. I was pissed because I put a lot of, if you guys have ever received a package from me, I put a lot of love into my packaging. I try to make sure that it feels like a present, that when someone is opening it up, they feel loved. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that everyone has to put all the fireworks and all that stuff in it, but that's just the way I like to do it because thank you so much, Jay. You never know, my thought process is you never know what people are going through in their lives. So you never know. This might be the only source of joy that they have that day or that week or that month. So when people get packages from me, I hope they feel the love that comes out of them. That's just my thought process, okay? So I was really upset that, and this is when I was handwriting notes, y'all. I was handwriting thank you notes. I do the label printers now, but this one I was I remember I was going to Target, y'all. I was buying cute little cards. Yeah, I was doing the most. And I was handwriting thank you notes to people, okay? And she was, I was so upset. But it was such a valuable lesson because even though I didn't agree with her, I could empathize with her. You know what I mean? After a couple days. And I was like, you know what? Let me just see. Let me just see how much biodegradable packaging material is. It might not be much of a difference. What if it's the same price? If it's the same price, I would use biodegradable packaging material. Do you get what I'm saying? Now I could market to people and say, guess what, friends? Not only do you receive this amazing package, but everything we use is biodegradable. And that's another selling point, guys. So keep in mind, even though, even though people have these really weird expectations for us as a seller, you don't always have to agree with them, but can you try to see if it's reasonable, right? Can you try to see something that they're saying, okay? Or can you put things in perspective to them, okay? So like if they're like, the shipping took a long time, right? You could be like, well, I remember that's happened to me one time where someone was like, the shipping took too long. So I was curious because I usually ship my stuff out pretty quickly. I looked their order up and I was like, I sent this out to them the next day. You bought it on Friday and I sent it to you on Saturday. What do you mean the shipping took too long? So I reached out to the customer and I was like, took a screenshot. And you don't have to do all of this, it's just my experience. I took a screenshot, I put it on there. I sent this within 24 hours from you. And they're like, but it took a long time to get here. Then I had to educate. Sometimes we have to educate our customers. It seems so obvious to us as sellers, but it's not so obvious to everyone, y'all. Common sense is not as common anymore. And again, if I educate a customer, now the next person, my friend Jay Broski, when she sells to them, now they understand, they know now. Okay. So sometimes you have to be the first person to tell this person, right? So I'm like, hey, this was something that the US I couldn't avoid. I had this out to you within 24 hours. That is something that happened with the USPS. Once I hand this package over to the post office, there's nothing that I can do once it's in the hands of them. Okay. So we have to educate them sometimes, friends. Okay. All right, friends, we have 10 more seconds to see who our winner of the Whatnot flag is. If you guys could do me a big favor, drop some emojis down below, y'all. Let's get our emoji party going. They say the more you comment, the more likely you are to win. Here we go, friends. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Best wishes and congratulations to Jay Broski. 3, congratulations. Congratulations, friend. You're the winner of the giveaway. Yeah, Jay, I think this is God telling you, look, God is telling you, you need to go get a lottery ticket. And then he also told me to tell you that your friend needs 50%. No, he said 10%. He said, I just need a little bit, just a little tiny piece, girl. Just a little tiny piece. God works he works in repetition. So he didn't told you. You didn't want like 6 giveaways this week. So you need to go get a lottery ticket, girl. He keeps trying to tell you. Congratulations, my dear friend. I want to see the manager, please. Y'all so silly. Y'all, she got the magic touch. There's nothing wrong, y'all. First of all, let me say this. I said this in the Frugal Couture's show earlier. Always enter the giveaways. I don't care if you've already entered the giveaway. You don't want to block your blessings, friends. Okay? Sometimes it's okay. It's okay to have a really awesome day. And so don't feel bad if you win the giveaway 2 times, 3 times. It don't matter, y'all. I do yell at her. I tell her she better get her booty up in here. For real, y'all. getting those giveaways, okay? Don't block your blessing, okay? You better take that win, girl. Leslie does the same way. Exactly, y'all. So, yes, we're talking about educating your customers. Okay, comment down below, yes or no. Do you guys, it's a new feature, as a seller here on the platform, do you guys respond to your reviews? Yes or no? I'm just curious. If you were a seller on the platform, do you guys respond to your reviews when people leave them? I see one yes, no, yes. Personally, I see a lot of no's. Me personally, I do not. I do not, only because I feel like if I start now, I have to commit to it forever. That's just me personally. That's how I feel. And I show my love and appreciation to my customers by doing like little grab bags. Now, I do think that if people are responding to their customers, I think it's awesome. I think it's an extra bonus, a little cherry on top. So I'm not saying anything is wrong with it at all. But I try to like do little freebie bags like this in the bags and stuff. That's my way to say thank you. You know what I mean? Also, if you decide that you want to be a seller who does respond to reviews, please, please do not be the one that argues with their customers. Have you guys seen it? Have y'all seen these people crashing out on their customers in the review responses? Y'all don't be that seller. If you want to say something, send them a private message. You guys know that we can see the responses that you're saying to your customers. Yeah, I keep seeing it. People are crashing out. Don't do that. Please don't do that. It will make me not, if I am looking at your reviews and I'm trying to consider if I want to buy something from you, if I see you crashing out on your customer, like, there's one thing to be direct and it's another thing to be rude, nasty, or mean. Being direct, I'm gonna say it one more time. Being direct is very different than being rude, nasty, or mean. All right, let me go back up. I see y'all commenting. I misunderstood the question. I know there's an option, but I don't think I will respond to all. The drama is I understand. Nope, I don't read. I don't read reviews. Better for my peace of Posh, you better be reading your dang reviews, girl. Posh, don't be doing that. You probably got a whole bunch of amazing reviews, and people want to say thank you. That's their way to say thank you to you, girl. You better read with them reviews. Let me go back up really quick. Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, it is horrible. I feel you. Okay, friends. Do you guys have any questions for me? How long have I been on for? I can't tell. Let's see. I've been on for almost 2 hours, y'all. Y'all know I could talk my head off. How do you see all of your reviews? Becky, if you go to your profile, if you are a seller here on the platform, go to your own profile and go to the reviews tab. Now, keep in mind, friends, that if you go to the reviews tab, those are only the reviews that people have actually made a comment. There are tons of people here on the platform that leave you reviews and only give you a star review, meaning like 1 through 5 stars, but they never type any comment out. Those are also stored as well, but you have to go to your Whatnot analytics to see that in the Seller Hub. That's where you can see all of those. You won't see the individual people who give you stars, like J Broski 3 left you a 5-star. It won't show that, but it will show you your average stars that way. Okay. Okay, I'm seeing some questions. Let's see what we're getting into. You've been selling since '99. Have read so few. Posh, you gotta read them, girl. You gotta read them. Don't be like that. All right, y'all. She like, She like, look, I ain't been reading them. I'm not about to start. She's. All right, friends, hold on. All right, I gotta change my music. When I asked someone when they were on, they said I'm on when I'm on, and I was like, okay. You know what, June? It's funny you say that because some people, and that's the beauty of Whatnot, right? Everyone is going to have their own personality when it comes to being a seller here on the platform, right? There are some people who take it more serious than others. Okay, I always give the example of pretend that your Whatnot show is someone's favorite TV show. I think I say this every single show, and I love bringing this example up because I think it puts in perspective what exactly I mean. Now, right now, y'all, my favorite TV show that I'm watching right now is The Last of Us, which is a zombie apocalypse kind of TV show. Slide in my DMs if y'all know what I'm talking about. We can talk about it there. But anywho, it's my favorite TV show. It comes on every Sunday. Today's Sunday, by the way, so I'm very excited. It comes on every Sunday at 8 p.m. Okay? Now keep that in mind. You've only seen part one. The second season just came out, Kim. Okay, so keep that in mind. If I know that my favorite TV show comes on at Sunday at 8 p.m., guess what, friends? Every Sunday, I'm going to make sure that I watch my favorite TV show. I'm looking forward to it, okay? Now, imagine if all of a sudden my favorite TV show didn't come on at a certain time. One week it comes on at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday, and the next week it comes on at 7 p.m. on a Thursday, and the next week it comes on Sunday at 7:30. You see how hard that is to remember? Instead of having one solid time, Sundays, 8 p.m. I want you to think of your Whatnot show in the exact same fashion. If you are a seller here on the platform and you want to take it serious, friends, you need to commit to at least, I suggest more, but you need to commit to at least one day out of the week where you're going to show up for Whatnot. You cannot expect people to show up for you if you don't show up for them. So pick a day, pick a time, and always show up at that time every single week. Does life happen? Of course it does. You love snacks? Me too. Of course life happens, but friends, try your best. Everyone knows every Friday night, Bunny will be on. Unless I'm sick, dying, or on vacation, I will be on every every Friday evening. Okay, no matter what. Have that same mindset when it comes to your Whatnot shows. I even have it in my profile, and you guys should have it in your profile too. Go to your profile, make sure you put when you're going to be on so people know when to expect you. Okay? It's just like someone's favorite TV show. At the end of the day, no matter how new you are still someone's favorite seller here on the platform. Okay? All right, friends, let's go back through some of the questions. Can anyone see your old shoes? What you talking about, Olga? You talking about selling some shoes? What you mean, my love? Let's see here. Next question. Do you have a recommended printer? I sure do, friend. If you go to Alicia, if you go to my seller notes right here, click the seller notes. If you scroll, I actually have a link to my Amazon essentials list where you can see everything that I recommend. So I have like my ring light on there, my label printer, the labels I use, everything. It's like 40 different items. Of course, you don't need all 40, but those are all the things that I use. Okay. So again, go to the show notes. Everyone on there. Yes, it's very easy. Go up there, friends. If you guys want to see what I'm personally using, or things that I've used to past, like when I was selling clothing, I have some of the things on there as well. I sell snacks now, but I thought it was really cool to still have that stuff up there as well. Okay. So just take a look at that link, my love. All right, let's see what the next question is. I appreciate you guys all for being here. We have, I think, 2 more giveaways, and then we're gonna end in the show, okay? Because y'all, I could talk forever. If y'all did not know, I'm an only child, and I could talk forever, okay? I practiced this in my room by myself for many, many years. All right, friends, let me go ahead and forever. I sure can. Look, y'all, I had to entertain myself. Y'all, look, y'all. I said this last support show, y'all. When I went to school, so I don't have any kids yet, friends. But when I was in school, I would get in trouble not because I had bad grades or I was a naughty kid. I would get in trouble in school because I talked too much because I was an only child, y'all. So when I got to school, that's where all my friends were. Like I gotta tell her about what happened. Okay. So my mom said that that's what I always got in trouble for, was just talking too much, y'all. So yeah. I see some of y'all in the comments saying same for you. All right, friends, let me see what other questions you guys have for me. Let's see. Now, y'all still got packing to do. I still got packing to do. So we're not, tonight's duties are not over. I still got to do packing. Okay. All right. Let's see. We did printer. Okay. Crystal says, I've been wanting to start that so I can help chat with my friends at work. I be out the loop. You've been wanting to start what, girl? I didn't catch on. Okay, let's see. Highway says hi. Hey, I've spent a lot of money on Whatnot making purchases. I've always leave a perfect review and type a comment. Will that help me as a seller as well? Highway, I think that's super amazing. It won't affect you as a seller though. It won't affect you as a seller. I think that you're an awesome customer though, but that won't have any effect for you as a seller. Okay. What do we do with bad reviews for the Shield ask? I did talk about this earlier. I will brief over it really quick, but if you want to watch the full detailed answer to what I said, please subscribe to my YouTube channel down below. It's going to be at BLASIAN Bunny TV. Me personally, when it comes to reviews, bad reviews, I personally send a message out to anyone who leaves me a less than 5-star review, and I typed it based on what they said. I will type them a message that basically says, hey, thanks for your support recently. I noticed that you left me less than 5-star review. What is something I can do to improve your experience for next time? Okay, that's what I do to get a gauge and understanding what went wrong and how I can help them going forward. So yes, depending on what they say, y'all, because sometimes people be leaving some crazy reviews. Okay. So that's a general idea of what I do. Do you have to do that? No, you don't have to. That's just what I like to do. Whatnot has also recently allowed us to reply to reviews. If you want to, you can actually just hit reply and comment down below underneath the review. I don't personally do that, but if that's something you want to do, you can totally do that. If you do decide you want to be a seller here that responds to reviews, don't just respond to the bad ones. You need to respond to the good ones as well. But I feel like that's a lot of work, me personally. But if you want to do that, there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's an extra cherry on top. Okay. Can they change the reviews? No, they cannot change the reviews, but they can definitely ask Whatnot to take the review down altogether. Okay. Alrighty. And thank you so much, Valerie, for the share. I appreciate you, friend. Let's see here. Your Amazon is not listed. Dream Eyes, if you go to the seller notes, let me see what it's called. It is called Resellers Must Have List. Here, I'll put Amazon in front of it so you can see it. Hold on. Amazon. There you go, babe. So it says Amazon Resellers Must Have List. It has a little shopping cart in front of it. Okay. Alrighty, let's see here, friends. I know you guys got some questions for me. Yeah, I do the same. I do that message when I don't respond to. Yep. For sure, for sure. Okay, friends, let's go ahead and do our last. Did I do all 3 flags already? Let's see. One more, y'all. One more. We're gonna do one more Whatnot flag, y'all. And then we're gonna do one more sticker, and then we're gonna be done for the night. So, y'all, last call for questions. Last call for questions. What do you guys have for me? If you guys want to, thank you. I appreciate you. If you guys want to rewatch the show, please be sure to go to my YouTube channel, watch everything we talked about. Today's topic of discussion was pricing strategies, and we went over 5 main tips that I have for you guys when it comes to knowing how to price your items here on Whatnot. Okay, we talked about knowing your cost, the minimum price strategy, strategic bundling, testing and adjusting, and knowing the worth and value of your item. So, if you want to hear more details about that, please go rewatch it on YouTube. Okay. All right, let's see. So buy 20 products and stay online for 3 hours. I would say buy, and you remember, Highway, you don't necessarily have to buy items, okay? If you can, if you have some valuable items within your home already that you don't already have to buy, I would honestly suggest starting there to make sure that you actually like. What's up, Henry? How are you, friend? To make sure that you actually like selling here on the platform, y'all. Do not invest too much money in the platform when you first start because you might not like selling, friends. I will give you guys a big aha moment for myself when I first started here on the platform. If you guys did not know, I started off selling clothing. If I would have invested, let's say for $1,000, I'm just making a number up, $1,000 in a pallet, okay, of clothing, and then I realized, oh my gosh, I really don't like selling clothing. I would have been screwed, friends, because I already invested so much money in it. So if you're just getting on the platform, you can find things around your house, friends. We all have, if you're doing clothing, we all have clothes in the back of our closet that still has tags on it that we never wore, or things that are gently used. Okay, you can start there. Maybe you have jewelry items that you're like, okay, I'm no longer wearing these anymore, and I want to sell jewelry. You can do that. But if you do decide that you want to purchase something outside of your home, I would say yes, start off with about 20 to 25 items. That's all you need. 20 to 25 items. I feel like a lot of people, let me look at the survey. There's a lot of people when they say approved but no shows yet, the reason why they're not doing shows is because they feel like they don't have a lot of inventory. Please, friends, if you have 20 items, you have plenty enough inventory to get started. Okay. Like I said earlier, do 1 through 20 if you're doing clothes or whatever. Run through 20 of them. Okay. If you sell a couple, that's great. Guess what? Start over at 1 and go through it again. Go through it at least 3 different times. At least 3 different times. Okay. That way, there are new people who are coming in your show every single minute. What's up, friends? How are you getting the giveaway? I hope you guys had an amazing show. We are doing a seller support show where you guys can ask me questions when it comes to whatnot. So please, friends, I hope you had an amazing show. Okay, let me see really quick, friends. Yes, get in the giveaway. We're gonna give away this Whatnot flag. It was sent to me from Whatnot, y'all. So this is exclusive, and this is the last one that I have ever, except for the one I have, and I'm not giving it away, y'all. So this is your last opportunity to get these Whatnot flags. I don't have any more. This is literally my last one. Okay. So if you want it, there you go, friends. Okay. All right. Let's see here. So yes, get 20 items. And then friends, if you're make sure that if you're first starting out, try to get your prices low. So say for when I was doing makeup, for example, right? Don't just go to Sephora and then buy some Fenty and think that you're going to get the same price or more than what you bought it for. It doesn't work like that, friends, okay? Maybe shop your clearance racks. Every shop, mostly every shop has a clearance rack, friends, okay? That's actually how I got started. I was like shopping because I love shopping for clothes, y'all. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, this dress is so cute, but it's not in my size. And then I realized I'm gonna buy this dress and I'm gonna sell it. And that's how I got started, y'all. So look, y'all better shop them clearance racks, okay? Got the steals and deals. All right, friends, let's see here. Let me see what else questions y'all have. Let's see. May I ask you, oh, and then highway, you said it doesn't have to be 3 hours. I would suggest going on for a minimum of 1 hour, but recommended 2 hours. Minimum 1 hour, recommended 2. But if you can go as long as you can, go for it. But you don't want to burn yourself out. Okay. Wow, that was fast. 30 seconds, friends. 30 more seconds to get in the giveaway for the Whatnot flag. Again, this is my very last one, y'all. So if you look, it's free. You don't have to pay for the shipping. You don't have to pay for the item. That's all on me, okay? If I don't win this one, I need, girl, bye. That ain't for sale, girl. You better start praying. You got 10 seconds to pray to get this flag, girl. All right, friends, let's see who it's gonna be. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jay, you better enter too. Y'all, Jay about to start selling the flags. Congratulations to Ken. You got it, friend. You are the winner of the Whatnot flag. Congratulations, my very last one. So that one is coming home to you. And you just got this kind of shipping. So if you see something in the bin, you're more than welcome to get that as well. Okay. So congratulations, friends. We have one more giveaway. It will be for a Whatnot sticker. Okay. It'll be for a Whatnot sticker. We'll do that right at the end. Okay. Let's see here. For the shield said, may I ask you where you got your flags from? You don't have to say, oh, Whatnot. I got them from Whatnot. Whatnot corporate sent them to me. Okay. Question on volume issues. Has anyone been having issues with being heard on their live? Yes, it is a glitch that's going on right now on Whatnot. They are aware of it and they're in the process of fixing it. Yes, you're exactly right. Sometimes to fix it, you have to like leave the show and come back, or just close out of your app altogether and refresh it and go back into that person's show. I know it sucks, but it is happening right now. Okay. No, June, you can't. You have to be a part of their Whatnot communities, Whatnot seller support community. And there's about 20 of us who do shows like this. So that's where we got them from. Okay. But Whatnot is, guys, if you guys have not already heard, Whatnot is in the process of coming up with their own merch store. So that is something to come into. Oh, June, you can't join, friend. It's something that they ask certain sellers to do, my love. Yeah, I wish it was like that, love. But no, there's only a they have to ask you to do it. Yeah, they're actually coming out with their own merch store, y'all. So y'all stay tuned. As soon as that drops, we will definitely let you guys know about it, okay? All right, friends, let's see what other questions we have before we roll out of here. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here. Again, if you are new or you're just hopping in and you guys want to know exactly what we talked about, be sure to subscribe to the channel down below, BLASIAN Bunny TV, to rewatch the show for free. Um, oh, I keep calling you Ken. It's not Ken. Sorry, it's Kern. Am I saying your name right? I'm so sorry, friend. I've been saying it wrong the entire time. Y'all, look. If y'all didn't know, I'm like I don't have good vision at all. I have contacts in, so I apologize, friends. How long have you been live streaming? I've been on the platform since October of 2023. 2023, my friends. Okay. Is that video that shows how where to toggle options for pre-bidding? Is there a video that shows how where to toggle options for pre-bidding? I don't think I understand your question. Let me try to read this again. Is there a video that shows how where to toggle options for pre-bidding? I don't think I understand. Guys, are you understanding what she's saying? Toggle options for pre-bidding. You mean like just going into someone's store and hitting pre-bid on it? I didn't know that you could toggle it on and off. Is anyone aware of that? I might just not know. I'm not sure, my love. I'm so sorry. If I maybe I'm just having a brain fart. I will continue thinking about what that means, okay? All right, friends, let's keep it moving. Next up, I would like to offer pre-bidding on items that I am selling. Is there a way to turn that off or on? No, it's an automatic on. There's no way to turn pre-bidding off. And the way to do that is you just have to have items in your auction. Okay, as long as you have items in your auction tab, anyone can pre-bid on any of your items at any time. Hold the page. If that's something that you're really interested in doing, I would suggest putting the items in your bin the earliest as possible. What do I mean by that? If your show, let's use Sunday, today's Sunday, let's say for your show is next Sunday, if you get those items in your bin, oh, I'm sorry, not your bin, your auction tab, as soon as you can, people can already start pre-bidding as early as you put them in, okay? As soon as you put them in, they can start bidding on them as soon as you enter it in. So give them enough time. Give them enough time. If you just put it in the day before, that definitely technically still can work. But y'all, when I used to do beauty, the beauty of doing pre-bids is when I used to do beauty, I would put all of my items in ahead of time, and I would literally get people who couldn't come to my shows at that time. Maybe they had their daughter's soccer game or recital or something like that. So they know that they can't be at the show. They can put their pre-bids ahead of time and still win the item even though they're not there. So that would happen to me all the time. So make sure that you're trying to give people enough time. And then also educate your customers. Educate your customers, hold the page, and let them know every time you do a show, hey guys, you guys can always pre-bid on items a week ahead of time or 3 days ahead of time or whatever you decide that you want to do, so they know that and they can kind of plan around that and budget for it, okay? Oh, June, you're so sweet. I appreciate you, love. All right, friends, is there any last call for alcohol? Is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap up? Anything we need to talk about before we wrapped up? We talked about pricing strategies. We talked about reviews. We talked about good vibes as a seller here on the platform. We talked about, oh, I appreciate you, babe. I appreciate you. Girl, I can't wait for my cups. Girl, I got 2. I was trying to get more, but they was sniping me, y'all. They were sniping me. All right, friends. Yeah, you had an amazing show, girl. Amazing show. Girl, I wish I could have got them pants you was wearing, but they weren't my size, girl. How much is too much inventory in the bin? Oh, that's a great question, Becky. It's going to be different for everyone, and it depends on what you sell. What do you sell, Becky? And I'll tell you why it depends. I sell beauty. What do you suggest? If you sell beauty, I don't necessarily think there's a cap. If you sell clothing, actually, there's no cap on anything. Now, if you see 500 items, I feel like that is a lot of items, and I would get some people will get easily discouraged from looking at your bin when they see such a high number. But again, Becky, it goes back to training your customers. So what you can do, since you sell beauty, I used to sell beauty and things like that, clothes, stuff. Okay, is you need to make sure you train your customers to use keywords. For example, let's use snacks, for example. If someone goes into my bin, I will say, when I used to have like 150 items, y'all, I just got lazy. But I will say, guys, go into my bin. It is very searchable. If you're looking for chocolate, type in chocolate. If you're looking for cheese, type in cheese. If you're looking for sweet, type in sweet. So if you are putting certain keywords in your titles, Becky, I think it will be easier for people to search. Okay, especially if you do clothing, make sure in the title of all of your things that you're putting the size. For example, I absolutely love it. I used to do this when I did clothing. Love when I go to someone's show and I type in, I wear size extra large. So I will type in XL, and now instead of me looking at 500 things, I will only see 55 things. So that makes my search so much smaller because the seller has taken time to do keyword in their descriptions. Okay, that is going to help you a ton. So is there a cap? Technically, yes, but if you train your customers to say, okay, guys, make sure you type in your size in the search bar. It will show you exactly what you're looking for. Does that make sense? Been telling them to search. Yes, and Becky, there's some people, girl, that no matter if we train them or not, they ain't gonna do it. Some people are just lazy, girl. You know what I mean? So we do the best that we can, but yes, I totally understand, my love. Is there a set pound to ship? June, it depends on what you're shipping, my love. I suggest, and this is also in the link in my show notes over here, the Amazon must-have list. You guys should, when you first start, I would suggest getting yourself a scale. This is the scale that I bought from the United States Postal Services. I don't recommend getting this scale. It's not that it's not a good scale. It's the same scale. It's not that it's not a good scale. It's just that it was convenient. So I was in line standing one time and I was like, oh, I do need a scale. So I just grabbed it off the wall and it was expensive. So if you go to Amazon, or you can just go to my link up here in the show notes, I have a scale on there that's a lot cheaper that is going to do the same thing as this. Okay, so this one is going to be one thing that you do need to make sure that you pay attention to when you get your scale is this one is going to be 25 pounds. Okay, you don't need 25 pounds, but if you got a scale and it only goes to, I don't know, let's say 5 pounds, I would recommend that, friends, because if you could get more than 5 pounds worth of stuff. So you need to get something that is at least, I don't know, 10, 15 pounds, depending on what you sell though, right? Because if you guys are selling garage sale stuff, maybe you do need the 25. You never weigh. It just depends on what you sell though too. I would suggest to weigh when you first start. When I was doing makeup, I weighed everything because I was putting everything in the bin over here. I was putting everything in the bin. So I would do like Jeffree Star lip gloss. It would be 3 ounces, right? And guys, keep in mind, when you are weighing your items, it's not only the weight of your item, because if I go to the post office, I'm not just handing, here's my shipping label. I'm not just handing, what's up, Noel? I'm not just handing the post office this can with the label on it. Guys, imagine if somebody went to the post office and just gave them this can with the label on it. Evening, friend, how are you? You're going to be putting it in a box, right? And you're going to be putting packaging material in there, okay? And maybe some candy or something, or a little sticker. Like, you got to keep that in mind too, friends, okay? Okay. If you guys, we did talk about shipping methods earlier. So if you guys want to go and rewatch the rewatch, just go to my YouTube down below and hit subscribe. And if you guys can't find the videos, they're under live. So there's a video category and then there's a live category. These videos are going to be under the live category. Okay. All right. All right, my loves, I think we're at our moment. Unless anyone has any last minute questions, we've been on for about 2 hours now. You said usually 2 days to upload. So yes, so I will upload it right away, but what I will do is over the next couple of days, you will see me starting to add those. Let me show you. Hold on, guys. So you will see me starting to add these. So I call them timestamps, which means, yeah, the markers. So because it takes me time to rewatch and figure out how I want to word this, right? So you will see in a couple days you'll only see this, and then the next day you'll see this amount. Like, it just takes me time to rewatch all of that stuff. Okay, so I will put it up tonight. I have to, so when the show is over, I will go to Whatnot and upload it technically, but you won't see any timestamps yet. Okay, you just have to give me a couple days to add those timestamps. Okay, and if you guys go over there, make sure you subscribe and then also comment down below. Please like the video. Okay, appreciate y'all. All right, let me see what else you guys are talking about in the comments before we deuce out of here. What is the boosting? It's my on my second show. I accidentally touched, I guess, and it took $60 of my sales, so I basically ended up giving things for free. Pink Princess, what I would suggest you do is please take a screenshot of that and send it to Whatnot. There's been a lot of people who are accidentally clicking that right now for some reason. I don't know if it's in a weird place. Send that to support at, is it support at whatnot.com or seller support? I think, hold on y'all, let me Google it really quick. And they will refund you your money, honey. I think it's seller support. Let me see. Seller support at whatnot.com. And guys, if you guys don't already know, you guys need to be sure that you're going to help.whatnot.com. That is literally everything you need. These, don't get me wrong, these shows are amazing. There's a lot of people who are doing shows like this, but you need to go get it from the horse's mouth and read help.whatnot.com. Those are all of the rules that it comes to Whatnot. Now, of course, if you don't sell sneakers, you don't need to read the sneaker category, okay? But friends, make sure. So you can go to help.whatnot.com, submit a ticket there, or go to seller support at whatnot.com, babe, and take a screenshot of that, and they will refund your money. It's a glitch right now, okay? Yep, it's a glitch right now. So anytime you guys hear anybody say that, tell them to send a ticket to Whatnot, okay? Thank you so much for coming in here, Pink Princess. I'm glad I was able to help you with that, okay? Yeah, search what you're interested in so you know how to do it. Make sure you're not breaking any of the rules, because look, friends, Whatnot will kindly let you know when you break the rules. And sometimes when you break rules, there are consequences. Sometimes you get a warning. Sometimes you get worse than a warning. And I don't want you guys to work all this hard work and then you get in trouble with Whatnot and you get your privileges taken away as a seller. It happens all the time for people who are doing the wrong things continuously. Okay, so please don't be one of those sellers. Okay. All right, my loves, I appreciate you guys so much. We will be doing our next Q&A show in 2 weeks. I believe it is going to be Sunday, June 5th, I believe. Sunday, June 5th? I don't know, one of those days, y'all. Every other Sunday. So come hang out with me again. I have done another seller support show on YouTube. So if you just want to hang out with me again, you guys can go watch that video if you want. I appreciate you guys so much for being here. Oh, let's do our last giveaway sticker, and then we're gonna get out, okay? Last giveaway sticker, it's going to be for Whatnot sticker, either a black or yellow one. I don't know. You'll just get a random one, okay? So this is our last 5 minutes to hang out with each other before I have to go, y'all. But your girls got to eat, and I got some packing to do, y'all. I got some packing to do, okay? All right. I really enjoy doing these right here, these seller support shows. So when I started here on the platform, y'all, in October 2023, y'all, I did not know anybody. I didn't know anyone. I didn't know anyone who did live selling or anything like this. So this is my way to give back to the community, because y'all, I wish I knew someone. I wish I could go ask questions to somebody, y'all. I just learned all of this on my own, y'all. And if I can do it, y'all can do it, okay? It just takes a little bit of hard work and elbow grease and consistency. Guys, please make sure you're being consistent here on the platform, and things of that nature, okay? Oh, I appreciate you, June. Thank you so much, y'all. Okay. So make sure you guys, I'll just talk about this really quick before we wrap up. Make sure that you guys have a good profile. There's no point to coming to these community shows or any other show and talking about yourself and you have a bad profile. Because let's use myself for example. I'm like, hey guys, like I go to this community show and I'm like, hey guys, I sell exotic snacks from all over the world, right? And people are like, oh, that's cool. So they click my profile, and then when they go to my profile, there's no profile picture, there's no show scheduled, there's no bio. They're not gonna follow me. So I wasted my time promoting myself because there was nothing for them to follow. So there's things that you guys need to make sure that go to your profile. Make sure you have what you sell. Make sure you have what you sell in your bio. Now, we talked about this all the time. Y'all, don't forget to say what you sell. We always say it sounds like somebody's Match.com bio profile. My name is Jennifer, and I like long walks in the park. I'm a grandmother of 3, and blah, 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 blah. Now, all that stuff is nice. But don't forget to say what you sell. It should be very obvious what you sell. Okay? So if you guys go to my profile, y'all notice the very first thing my profile says is I sell exotic snatch from all over the world. So people know exactly what I sell. Sorry. You also need to put your schedule, meaning what days do you sell? Like I said, it's like a TV show. So I put in there in my bio, I sell every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So people know that it's the weekend. They know that I'm on. I even have it on my little labels that I put in people's boxes. Live shows every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So people know when to find me. Okay? You gotta make sure people know when to find you. Okay. Now, what else do we have in our profiles? What we sell. You can say something witty in there. I'm not saying that you can't say something funny in there. Like in my bio, I say that I have the best voice, voted best voice on Whatnot. That's not true, but if you think it's true, then that's great. It's just you can put something funny in there if you want. You can make people laugh. There's nothing wrong with a little humor, right? And then make sure you have some shows scheduled. Please have some shows scheduled. If you are a seller here on the platform and you don't have any shows scheduled, I do not take you very serious at all. I don't even care if you have a show scheduled out for next month. Have something there that you can start collecting bookmarks. Bookmarks are those little flags in the top corner of all of your shows. Now, if it says you have 100 bookmarks, does that mean 100 people are going to show up? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But what it does mean is that there were 100 notifications that went out on your show. So you need to make sure that you keep going to these community shows and promoting yourself, but you have to have something in your profile for people to look forward to, okay? We have less than a minute before we're going to get out of here, friends, and for that giveaway to go, okay? When scheduled shows can put different time zones to buyers when the tuned in June, it will automatically do it for you. Okay, you don't have to worry about that. When someone looks at your profile, it will adjust to their time zone, so you don't have to worry about that. But when you promote yourself, like typing out loud in the chat, you need to say, "I do a show every Friday at 9 p.m. Central." Like you need to say it, but your actual page will fix itself. You won't have to worry about that. Okay. What Facebook page is yours? Yeah, so I will tag it for you, friend. It is going to be, let's see here. I'll tag it down for you below. It is going to be called down below Whatnot Resellers Network. We just started it, friends, so we literally only have like 30 people, but we're going to grow, friends, obviously. So that way you can promote yourself, ask questions, things of that nature. All right, friends, who's going to be our giveaway winner? Congratulations to... Oh, I appreciate you, Posh. Congratulations to Spooky Monkey. You got it, friend. I'm going to be sending you either the black or yellow one. I don't know. It'll just be random. But congratulations to you. You can put that on your water bottle or your laptop or your forehead. Y'all got a big forehead, so that's why I always put stuff on my forehead. Look, y'all, it literally fits on my forehead. Isn't that crazy? Look, it is just this is what it is. I've been trying to cover it up with my hair, y'all. I'll be trying. I'll be trying. All right, my loves. Let's see. We already went over that. Okay, my loves. I'm gonna stop there because y'all. I'll just keep talking, and I still have tons of packing to do. So if you guys could do me a huge favor, if you guys could just stay a couple of moments as we rate someone. If you are a seller here on the platform, you better be rating every single time you get done with your show. I don't care if you have one person. It's always really good to rate someone. Okay, my loves. Let's see who's on really quick. I appreciate you guys for being here. Again, the YouTube video will be up shortly. And then I will put those timestamps in for you guys very soon. Fun packing, buddy. Oh, yay. Thank you. All right. Oh, we're going to go hang out with my brother from another mother, y'all. I love you guys. Make sure you drop those buddy emojis. I hope you guys are hungry because he going to take good care of you. Not your mama's pantry.